Hello everyone! Hi. I am alone, but don't worry, Pasta should be coming at any moment, so we can play some more questionable dating sims that may or may not turn out to be not so questionable after all. It's really dependable, you know? It really depends on our mood. I don't know if it's going to be anything as trigger warning as the kid at the back, but I'm gonna check in case that is the case, so people who already have issues know about it. Yeah, warnings. Death, depictions of blood and serious injury, mentions of animal hunting, MC experiencing severe hallucinations and grieving the loss of family, unhealthy relationship dynamics. Okay, so it's probably not gonna be as trigger warning heavy as the other game that we played. I don't know when it was, but yeah, that's probably gonna be a case. If you feel triggered at any time, please feel free to click off this stream, but also feel free to like it for our sake, because that helps a lot. Now, I do want to say my original plan was to play the game and then check out a bit of the rest of Love and Deep Space Silas card story. However, I got some unexpected things to do after stream, so it is going to be probably just the demo of the winter wedding, and I will be ending whenever that happens. According to the game, they have 2 days done. I love the itch.io curse that you'll never really fully experience the game, because all you will ever really get with these, sadly, are demos. And I do wish all the devs would finish their games, and I do hope that they can, because they deserve that shade. But also, like, I wanna see more completed games. Alright, Pasta is ready. Let me just start the call. Hello?
Hello.
Alright, I got you on dial. Let's go. Okay, before I move on, I have to share the screen of the game, and this is literally, I kid you not, the first screen that the game gave me. Chat, we are in the trenches. It's an Omegaverse! Woo! Wait.
Male pregnancy, darling.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! We find
mind-altering elements like rats, heat, and pheromones. How is that mind-altering?
I mean, pheromone is technically like sex pollen, you know? The whole idea, yeah, but the idea is that you're technically not fully conscious when, you know.
Cause yeah,
cause you're under the. It's kind of like under the influence. I can understand that. That's why back in the day when I was still writing smut on Fiverr, I explicitly said that I do not write stuff regarding sex pollen and shit, because that's dubious consent. Cause you're under the influence, you know. And I kind of like alcohol and shit. But anyway, it's going to be interesting, and I don't fucking care. We're not playing the female MC. If I wanted a fucking female Omegaverse, I would just fucking watch Mori.
Oh god.
Alright, let me just do some shenanigans before we drop in. Alright, let's go. Okay, so the game is set in an Omegaverse universe where every individual is born with not only primary gender but also secondary gender, alpha, beta, or omega. If you don't know what these are, I'm sorry. Get your ass to Tumblr, AO3, all of the above. These secondary genders shape everything from social dynamics and impersonal relationship to biology and legal system. Please note the game includes themes such as social discrimination, male pregnancy, and mind-altering elements like rats, heat, and pheromones. You'll discover more about this world as you play. In the game, you're an Omega! By the way, Pasta, I have a terrible news for you. I just got my period this morning.
Are you kidding me? Wait, let me write you something. Hold on.
Okay.
I have something to tell you as well.
I think you'll never be alpha again.
This month my pheromones are stronger.
Oh really? Let me read. Hold on. Chat, hold on. There's tea. I heard of them, but still no clue. Okay, so basically, I mean, the game is going to tell you what the... I'm surprised that they didn't drop a fucking enigma in this house. You know? The classic tale of the enigma. Like...
Give me a second.
Don't worry. I want to say this, that there was at some point I was on TikTok and I got this video where there was this girly pop who was explaining American politics as Omegaverse, and she was explaining that Donald Trump is an Omega. It was so crazy.
Period.
Oh my god, okay. Alright, I read that. Okay, sure.
This month, I am the alpha.
Sure, yeah, sure. I mean, I do want to say I woke up this morning, right? And my stomach was hurting so bad, and I was going to the bathroom, and I was like, dude, did the pasta that I ate last night fuck me up? Not you, by the way, but I would eat you, don't worry about it. So, like, I would cannibalize you if you'd let me, and I know you would, but, like...
yeah, 100%.
Here's the thing, so I was like eating some other pasta and I was like, my stomach was like literally killing me in the morning, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? And then as I'm like looking down, I'm like, nah, it's the red month, it's here. And I was telling my roommate jokingly, haha, last month of the year. And then my roommate looks at me, counts, be like, wait, it's the 5th. You might get it on New Year's Eve, so don't say anything. I'm like, no, shut the fuck up, don't jinx it. Exactly. But alright, let's see. We are Omega. Warnings for the demo in story. Oh yeah, I already read this out. Death, non-graphic, description of blood and serious injury, mentions of animal hunting, use of non-consensual drugs, MC experiencing severe hallucinations and grieving the loss of family, unhealthy relationship dynamics, and mind control. The mind control was not on itch.io. In gameplay, flashing lights, screen shake, jump scares. What the fuck? Freddy Fazbear's about to fucking jump you. Oh yeah, happy FNAF 2 release date, everyone. I'm watching the movie tomorrow. Alright. Omega? Oh, that's so good!
Oh, I love this, actually. I love this.
Wait, I want to check the settings, because I don't hear shit. There is just no volume, no anything. English. Full screen, okay. Or. Okay, we're gonna be a man. Oh, that's so cunty. Stop it. Alright, let's start. Oh, okay. Character creator. Why is there no sound? I'm worried. Which body will you play with? Left body or non-gendered option? We're playing right body, right? We're a man.
Yeah.
We're men. Okay, what pronouns? They, them?
Oh, whichever you want.
Yeah. Confirm. Type your name. Alright.
What? Should we go with Walter White or Big Dick Steve? Decisions.
What were we playing as when we were playing the kid in the back?
I forgot.
Me too. Wait, let me quickly...
I think it was Big Dick Steve.
Oh yeah, it might have been actually Big Dick. And Big Dick was like... Steve was the family name.
Everyone called him Big Dick.
Yeah, everyone called him Big Dick. I'm not sure about Walter. But I'm also not sure about Big Dick Steve.
What's a generic Omega name? I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Google. This is the... Okay. Generic Omega name.
Very important question.
Omegaverse. Okay, I kept getting vitamins. Sorry. Names in Abo. Omegaverse. Tumblr. Oh my god. Oh my god. There are a... Oh my god. Someone actually made a bunch. Okay. Oh god. These are... Why are they feminine?
What if we just name them YN?
Wait, that's actually such a good idea! Wait, you're cooking with this. We are YN.
What?
10 days left until your wedding. Ooh, that is sus. Why is there no music? I'm fucking tweaking. Never mind.
Oh.
I just had to fucking say it. Give me a second. It's loud a bit.
Somber music.
Let me... Sorry, give me a second because it's really loud for me and I can barely hear you. Okay. Okay, cool. Winter. Ew. Not exactly your favorite season. Though you've always found it soothing to watch snowflakes slowly fall and evaporate against the warm glass of the window. You were never one of those children eager to rush outside for snowball fights or to build snowmen. You're not Elsa. Or Anna, that is, sorry.
Period, yeah.
So when your nanny said your overprotective parents wouldn't allow it because of your feral health, you didn't feel particularly disappointed. Oh my god, it is Vian energy.
We're so cooked.
We are cooked. Now there's no one left to enforce such rules. And that's one of the reasons winter is so sorrowful for you. Your father was never much interested in winter sports, but you know he couldn't resist your mother's persistence. That persistence ultimately cost them their lives when the ice on the frozen lake suddenly gave away beneath them while they skated. Oh my god, that is kind of depressing, not gonna lie. By the time they were pulled from the water, it was too late for anything to be done. As you touch their gravestones, even though through your gloves, you can feel the freezing cold of the marble. It's already been 5 years since you lost them. Mother, father, I miss you so much. Father! When can I
live to build my own?
Oh, and I got the whole world to see. The music is kind of peak, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
If only there were a way to stop that accident, to turn back time. But that's impossible. Anyway, I bought you some beautiful flowers. So slay. You carefully place the white lilies on the grave, speckled here and there with patches of snow. Okay, yeah, that is definitely like... White lilies are the best because they're either for weddings or for funerals. No in between. That is a good symbolism to, you know, the whole thing. Like, we start in a fucking graveyard, but the game's about the wedding apparently. So like, okay.
The cinematography.
The harsh snowflakes sting your face, threatening to bury the flowers completely under the white blanket before long. Feeling the need to leave soon, you cast one last glance at the grave. And the blink of an eye, the white lilies are no longer white, but soaked in vivid crimson blood, seeping from the grave itself. Ooh, spoopy. What? Your heartbeat quickens and your breath forms a white mist that clouds your vision. Even so, the red is so intense that it overwhelms you, your head spinning, your knees buckling. Just as you're about to collapse, a strong arm catches you by the shoulder. Turning your gaze, you find Tristan. Tristan?
Kind of fuck-ass name is that?
I thought it was Tristan.
Christian.
Okay, how do you pronounce this? Tristan pronoun.
I think it's like Christian, but with a T.
Tristan. Yes, that's what it is. It's not Tristan. It's Tristan. That's one fancy name. Okay, your butler. Ooh. Okay. I commend you. Get on your knees. I'm sorry. We're in front of my mother. Let's not become Mary Shelley out of here.
Yeah.
His attentive eyes shift between you and the grave, as though trying to discern the source of your distress. There's no trace of alarm or confusion in his demeanor. Frantically, you glance back at the grave. The lilies are as white as when you left them. No trace of blood remains. Are you alright, my liege? Is something the matter? Queen shit. I'm fine. I already forgot.
Cristian?
Cristian, bă! Telefonul meu unde e?
I'm just gonna call him Tristy.
Tristy! I'm just a little dizzy, that's all. So then, a fleeting hallucination. You can't exactly say it's the first time. You've never fully recovered since losing your family. You must have been affected by the cold. For a moment, you can't help but feel uneasy as though way his gaze sharpens, as if he's aware of what you're thinking. Now is certainly not the time to meet with another new doctor who promises to cure you with their sedatives. Ooh, that's bad.
It's sus.
Thankfully, the familiar steadiness in his voice soon puts you at ease. Shall we head back to the carriage, my liege? Please, hold on to me tightly. With Tristy's help, we're not going to it. It's Tristian. You make your way out of the eerily silent cemetery and to the carriage waiting for you. Returning to the manor. The roads may be icy. Drive carefully. The coachman nods quickly and takes his seat. Everyone seems eager to leave this place. Except for you. Everyone except for you. Your attention is momentarily distracted by the stark white of the gloves covering Tristy's outstretched hand as he helps you step into the carriage. White lilies were your mother's favorite. You recall how she always picked the most beautiful one from every bouquet and tuck it into your hair while smiling. With a smile. Jesus, I'm so bad at reading. But after that hallucination, perhaps it's best to choose a different flower for your wedding bouquet. Oh, what did I say? Ooh. What did I say? You don't want to falter at the altar and embarrass yourself in front of everyone. My liege, if you could hurry. I think I dropped my handkerchief at the grave. Feigning a flustered expression, you press your hand against your bag. The handkerchief is right there. If you leave a message with the caretaker, it should reach the manor within a few days. Oh, but it was a gift from Oscar. You notice a momentary pause in Tristian's expression, unaccustomed as he is to hearing you mention your fiancé's name so openly. Oh my god. I'll fetch it immediately, my liege. Please wait in the car. No, let's get together. Ooh. I'd like to see my parents one last time. Oscar's gift is important to me.
I don't even know who Oscar... I mean, I've never met him yet. I haven't met him yet, so I don't know. Like, do we want the butler or the fiancé?
That's a good one. I think the fiancé is gonna be the redhead.
Yeah.
Well, how are we feeling?
How are we feeling, Chad? Who are we cracking today?
What are we cracking tonight? I mean, if it's not that...
No, go ahead.
I wanted to say if it's not that long, we could try crack both of them, but...
Oh yeah, just choose whatever.
Let me save. Let's start with the butler first.
Okay.
Tristan's questioning gaze meets yours, but you'd rather seem sentimental than paranoid. Given the thoughtful and caring attitude your parents have always shown towards you, you're certain no one could find you unjust. You know Tristan, known for his calm demeanor and logical approach, isn't exactly pleased with your request, but refusing you isn't an option. As my liege visage, if you excuse me. Without waiting for a reply, he adjusts the loosened collar of your coat with a practical air. Unlike you or the coachman, he seems completely unaffected by the cold. In moments like these, you can't help but wonder if he truly is. Once he's finished, Tristan turns to the coachman. Keep the horses ready. The coachman's silent note betrays his discontent. But whether the case, you're certain he'd rather be anywhere than in Tristan's place. Oh my god. You can't say no to the pretty Omega. The sudden violent gust of wind forces you to cling tightly to Tristan, relying on his strength and warmth as much as you can. When you reach your family's grave, nothing appears out of the ordinary at first glance. You must move quickly, my liege. The weather is worsening. You know he's more concerned about you than himself. You can't help but silently berate yourself for your impulsive decision. Perhaps it really is time to meet with the new doctor. The handkerchief isn't here. Let's go back. Wait a moment, Christian. What's this flower? Oh! Wait, why did they all blown away? They got blown.
That's suspicious.
Amidst the bucket of white lilies you left at the grave, so easily scattered by the wind, one vibrant red flower stands out. As he pulls it free, Tristan's eyes narrow slightly. It appears to be a crimson lily, my liege. The hallucination you saw earlier flashes vividly in your mind, sending a shiver down your spine. But what's it doing here? It was likely mixed in by mistake with the bouquet was prepared, my liege. You reach for the crimson lily in his hand and examine it closely. It's identical to the white lilies you selected for your family, except for its color. Oh no, I remember the bouquet perfectly. This isn't possible. In that case, perhaps it was blown here by the wind from another grave. Look, all the flowers on that grave over there are red. Curiosity and determination compel you to rise on your tiptoes, trying to see the grave Tristan is pointing out. Indeed, on the snowy hill there are red specks. But you're not as convinced as Tristan that they're in the same flower, or even flowers at all. At that moment, your careless stance catches up with you and your foot slips. Oh no, I'm falling and I can't get up.
Oh my god, he's gonna catch him.
Of course, in a desperate attempt to keep from falling, you grab onto Tristan's coat. For the first time, you manage to catch him off guard. The typically rigid posture wavers and he leans toward you. You find his face suddenly startlingly close to yours. Though his lips remain perfectly composed, his golden eyes flicker with an unusual, unreadable glimmer. If it's important to you, my liege, I can inspect every grave here one by one. Your entire body heats with mortification, enough to make you momentarily forget the cold. With his help, you manage to regain your balance once more. Check the grave or don't check the grave. I'm
curious.
Are you curious?
Yeah.
Not every grave. You know this is a sheer foolishness, yet you press on. I want to check that grave. Tristan's hesitant gaze shifts between you and the hill. My liege, if you allow it, I'll check the grave myself. There's no need for you to trouble yourself in this weather. Oh my god, I think they're all just trying to gaslight MC.
This is insane, but yeah.
I need to see it with my own eyes. Stubbornness isn't the trait you're usually known for, yet the firmness in your voice leaves Tristan with a little choice. Please, my liege, stay as close to me as possible. The ground might be icy. Nodding quickly to brush off his concern, your thoughts are consumed by one thing, the origin of the crimson lily. Perhaps that's why, even though you haven't gone far, you fail to notice the freshly snow-covered pit right in front of you. Oh my god, dumbass! The way she just... Noom. Noom.
Stop this game! Oh, the way he just skedaddled downwards.
Yeah, it all happens at a fleeting moment right after you let go of Tristan's arm to adjust your coat. As soon as you step forward... Oh my god, you can actually see the head!
Okay, girl.
As soon as you step forward, the dry grass, barely covering the pit, crackles under your weight and gives away, and in a blink of an eye, you find yourself in a cold pit. This place, too narrow for a grave, makes it impossible for you to get out. Am I gonna die? No!
It's your grave.
Fortunately, it doesn't take long for Tristan to rush to your aid and pull you out. However, as you hurry back home in the carriage, the numbing effect of the cold begins to wear off, and the pain in your leg intensifies to a level you can no longer ignore. The doctor hastily summoned to the manor informs you that your condition is worse than you thought. There's no choice but to postpone the wedding. Oh no, anyway. Unlike your fiancé and his family who rushed to the mansion upon hearing this bad news, you can't say this little accident has made you particularly unhappy. After all, while the entire household and your fiancé dote on you, eagerly waiting for your recovery, you now have the perfect excuse to spend the snowy winter days confined to your bed. If only it weren't for the pain. Oh, that's an ending! Your wedding got postponed!
Nice.
Okay, well, There you have it, chat. I guess that was it. No, let's not check out the grave then. No, it's not important. You've been foolish. There's no way you truly believe the white lilies you left behind have changed color. As you take Tristan's offered arm, you feel something new, embarrassment mixed with unease. These feelings stay with you until you settle into the carriage waiting at the entrance of the cemetery. The warmth of the enclosed space offers only slight comfort, especially with Tristan sitting directly across from you. His presence is constant, his sharp eyes ever watchful. You're aware that the situation, traveling alone with a servant, is hardly appropriate for someone like you. What do you mean? Where am I supposed to travel then? But since Tristan's arrival, he's been far from the ordinary butler to the other staff and to you. You haven't been sleeping well lately, my liege. If there's anything beside the upcoming wedding troubling you, please don't hesitate to tell me. Your expression hardens reflexively. Daisy told you this, didn't she? Daisy, your maid, listens to him more than she listens to you, much to your ongoing frustration. I'll dismiss her as soon as we return to the manor. For the first time in what feels like forever, a faint smile crosses Tristan's face. As you wish, my liege. Oh my god. Bro got someone fired. Let's go. I'll make sure the replacement with all the necessary qualities are arranged promptly. But that's precisely the problem. You doubt any new maid, no matter how reserved, would defy him. Tristan is too commanding for a servant, and you far too compliant for a master. Ooh. Bottom energy. Still, his flawless management of the estate over the past 5 years has left no room for complaint even from you. The sound of hooves crunching through the snow fills the silence. Wolves. My liege? You asked what was keeping me awake at night. Tristan narrows his eyes slightly. Ah, I see. The howls from the forest near the manor, perhaps. It feels like they're howling louder than ever these nights. I'll arrange the hunters from the nearby village to deal with it, my liege. You needn't concern yourself. Thank you. If that's truly all that keeps you up... Your voice rises unintentionally. What do you mean by that? Ooh. Do you need...
Okay.
Do you need a dick appointment? my good bitch. Perhaps you should consider postponing the wedding, my liege. I only suggest this because winters are particularly hard on your health. Forgive me if I overstepped. Your brows knit together in irritation, yet you can't immediately find the words to refute him. Oscar is a noble alpha and you a noble omega. Marrying Oscar isn't about love, it's an obligation, like every other inexplicable, unshakable duty in your world. You know neither you nor your fiancé truly has a say in this. Postponing the wedding will only temporarily mask this reality. Still, you sense that Tristan's words might be hinting at your passiveness in this situation. Thank you for thinking of me, Tristan, but I'm well enough. Everything should proceed as planned. The decision is mine to make, Tristan. I let it slide this time, but I don't want you bringing this up again. Ooh. Are we stepping our foot down?
Are we being a brat today, or are we not being a brat today? Decisions.
We should be a brat.
Yeah.
Since you avert your gaze, you can't quite make out the expression on Tristan's face. Wait. Oh, his eyes darkened! However, the unusual hesitant tone in his voice proves that he's taken your warning to heart. I'm grateful, my liege. I assure you it won't happen again. As time passes, you hear the eerie creak of the wrought iron gates surrounding the estate grounds. The sound signals to the end of your journey. Descending from the carriage, you clutch your bag tightly. Hidden beneath your handkerchief lies the crimson lily you found at the grave. Oh, he picked it up? They picked it up? The dark silhouette of the manor greets you with all its gloom in the middle of the white landscape. Even though this has disturbed you Even though this has disturbed you since childhood, you cannot deny that over the years, it has unintentionally bound you to this place. When your fiancé expressed his desire to live here after your marriage, enjoying the manor's atmosphere, it was one of the few decisions you made together. Due to its age and size, the manor has never been adequately warm or well lit. Of course it has to be the most unwelcoming fucking place in the earth. Still, as you step inside, a familiar sense of comfort and security relaxes you. Your maid, Daisy, hurries over with quick steps to help you out of your thick underwear. Outerwear, Jesus! Daisy's like, show me your cock! Pew!
Pew pew.
She looks at you with a warm expression as if seeking forgiveness for some unspoken guilt. Shall I prepare your bath? You decide to set aside the topic of the new maid for now. Yes, please. As you climb the stairs, you overheat just to give you good instructions. Make sure the bath is properly heated. Also, bring chamomile tea with honey and lemon. Without a single protest, Daisy bows to him in a manner she's clearly accustomed to, and in a flicker of rebellion ignites within you. However, you realize that scolding and punishing the maid would only be a superficial solution. It feels like this bro is the one who's controlling the manor, not YNMC, whatever.
Yeah.
YNMC is gonna get the fucking, you know, stepped over and shit. The real battle you need to fight is against Trisham. You might weaken his authority in the mansion and start by changing this order. Ooh. Still, you're too tired to challenge the established order in the manor. It's a fatigue that has been intensifying in recent days, robbing you of restful sleep. It feels as if every step you take tightens invisible chains, weighting you down, forcing you to stop. You try to tell yourself this is just a wedding stress. At least you don't have a more reasonable explanation for it. Not yet. The oppressive silence of the manor filled only with the sound of crackling firewood and distant footsteps suddenly interrupted by the creak of a door. Your eyes quickly find your maid, who has appeared at the entrance. The bed is ready, my liege. Thank you, I'm coming. Ooh, that's moody ass bathroom.
It's so cunty though. It's giving vampire.
Yeah, imagine like with a few candles and lavender.
Rawr.
We have a saying, you know those little luminita, like the small candles?
Mm-hmm. The candles, yeah.
Yes. We call those in Hungarian fuck candles. Like, kuro gyertya is because it's those shits are specifically the ones that you light up in the bedroom/bathroom when you wanna, like, you know, like you know, seduce the missus. Kuro gyertya. As you step into the bathroom, the stifling heat envelops you. It's much warmer and more humid than usual. Steam rises from the water in the tub, filling the room with a pale glow and fogging the windows at the top of the bathroom. How's the temperature, my liege? You want to ask her to open a window, but the warmth quickly surrounds you, spreading to every corner of your body. It's fine. I'm glad. The butler mentioned you stayed outside for quite some time. This will do you good. With Daisy's help, you manage to easily slip out of your clothes. In a short time, a pile of fabric forms at your feet, and you can feel the heat directly on your bare skin. Since it's still light outside, I don't think you'll need many candles. No! Give me back my fuck candles!
Period.
Daisy lights a few candles quickly, then turns to gather the pile of clothes. Would you like me to assist you while you bath, my liege? Naked and vulnerable, you suppress the chill that rises within you and move toward the tub. No need, Daisy, thank you. Imagine the ghost just shows up in the fucking mirror. Hey, I heard you were alone. Wait, you're not Roger. Where the fuck is my Pookie?
Where is my Omega?
Where is my husband? Oh no, Pookie is missing. Don't forget to drink your tea. The closing door echoes in the room as Daisy departs. Slowly lowering your body into the warm water, you sink entirely into the tub. At the moment, the pleasant and refreshing aroma from the side of the tub catches your attention. Drink the tea or don't drink the tea. It has to be drugged. It has to be drugged. I just know it.
So do we drink? We don't drink it, yeah?
Yeah, that's not drinking. Since you weren't the one who requested the tea to be prepared in the first place, you ignore the steaming cup. You can't allow Tristan to control you like the others. Oh, oh my god, okay. The warmth from the water in the tub soon relaxes all your muscles, wrapping your body in a sweet lethargy. Sleep envelops you, inevitably, and pleasantly closing your eyes. No! Don't fall asleep in the bathtub, you're gonna die. When you open your eyes again, you have no recollection of how long you drifted off. Judging by the lukewarm water in the tub, it could have been too long. It couldn't have been too long. You sit up, reach for a nearby towel to dry off, and slip into your robe before leaving the bathroom. I would have just, like, you know, tossed the tea into the water, you know, like...
Yeah.
Make it look like you drank it, but, like, maybe that's just me. As you walk through the corridor to your room, you notice something peculiar in the silence that surrounds you. A sound somewhere between a growl and a rumble. Someone's in route. It reminds you both of an animal breathing and a machine operating. Yeah, someone's like walking.
Yeah.
Curiosity sparks as you head to the end of the hallway where the growling noise comes noticeably louder. You try to guess where in the manner this sound could be coming from. Descending the stairs, you notice that no one seems to be around. Where is everyone? Everyone is fucking... Daisy? The mansion is enveloped in a terrifying sense of abandonment, save for you and the sound of your footsteps echoing through the halls. The wheezing noise seems to concentrate near the staircase, leading down to the basement. Ooh! You never ventured into the underground cellars before. You've heard from Daisy that it's filled with rats and multitude of forgotten old items. You also know that Tristan, unlike the previous butler, has an interest in new machines to make work easier, though many of them ended up broken and left to rust down there. The staff must be down there now, tending to new machine under Tristan's orders. Just as you're about to head back to your room, a sudden curiosity takes hold of you. You slowly descend the mansion's ancient stairs. The dim light makes it hard to see, but you eventually reach a damp and cold space at the bottom. The wheezing grows louder, transforming into a hum that reverberates through the walls. You're no longer sure if the source of this noise is a machine. Is anyone there? Christian? The shadows around you seem to multiply, but there's no response. Your heartbeat quickens, your breathing turns ragged, and you decide to abandon this unpleasant curiosity. But it's too late. Whoa! Jesus! That actually scared me! Oh, that was scary! Look at the view!
We just nyommed.
One of the shadows moves, lunging towards you, but your instinct kicks in and you manage to dodge it. That's it, until your foot catches on something on the ground. You fall and the sharp blow to your head happens in an instant. Before your vision fades, one thing becomes clear. The shadows, they're not human. Oh, ending 2. You're reunited with your family!
Damn! So he just straight up dies? That's crazy.
So we should drink the tea, huh?
Perhaps, yeah.
Get back in there, Asha. Load. Despite the tart taste filling your mouth with the first sip, you keep drinking. You're amazed at how well Tristan seems to know exactly what you need. Soon, an odd sense of joy fulfills your mind. Wait, what? Joy? Just joy fills your mind. It feels as if all the invisible chains that weighted you down have snapped one by one. The approaching wedding, the exhaustion of recent days, the wolves howling through the night, the crimson lilies in the cemetery, the snow-white winter, all of it fades into distant memories in your mind. Your entire body is enveloped in sweet lethargy. I think it's still drugs, I'm just saying. Sleep closes your eyes with a pleasant inevitability. You taste peace. When you open your eyes again, you find yourself in the bathroom, but you can sense something strange even before you see it. At first glance, the only noticeable difference in the absence of daylight filtering through the windows above, replaced by shadows cast by the extinguished candles Daisy had lit. You likely dozed off in the tub. The air is so stifling that it's hard to gauge how much time has passed, but you feel the sharp clarity and freshness that comes after an untimely prolonged rest. Oh Jesus, that's a dog. Just as you're about to sit up and leave the tub, your gaze falls on the dark silhouette by the edge of the tub. Whoa! It doesn't take long to realize that the shadow is actually a large face with a wide, toothy grin leaning against your bathtub. Fear courses through your veins, pumping adrenaline into every corner of your body.
Aww.
Bark, bark, bark. The reverberation of the voice against the wall is unsettling, yet oddly, it comforts you. Extending your hand out of the tub, you begin stroking the uninvited guest who had been watching you inappropriately. The creature responds with quick, noisy breaths from its nose, expressing its delight. What are you doing here? Oh my god, and its name is Snow!
Jesus.
Snow is one of the few things you love about winter. A few years ago, during an incredibly harsh winter, you followed Faye in pitiful whimper outside the manor and found Snow buried in a snow-filled pit on the verge of freezing. Back then, his wet, sparse fur was barely distinguishable from the snow. Now it has grown thick and glossy. As you run your fingers through its fur, you suddenly realize your hand is wet. You pull your hand back. You're soaking wet. Have you been rolling around in the snow again while I was gone? This discovery dampens your mood and you can't help but grumble. How could they let you outside? You can't even count how many times Snow has lived out of to the forest without anyone noticing. If there's one thing you remember clearly, it's warning everyone in the manor about this repeatedly. Despite his silence, Snow's large eyes remain fixed on you. Don't look at me like that. The wild wolves in the forest could tear you apart. As you move your hand away from the tub's edge, you notice the trail it leaves behind. Thick, dark droplets slowly distort the handprint, and you realize that the substance coating Snow's fur isn't melted snow. Your anger quickly gives way to another emotion. Snow, I can't believe this. What happened to you? The enigmatic expression dominates Snow's shadowed face, devoid of pain. Your gaze instinctively shifts from him to yourself. What the fuck? And that's when you realize the truth. The marks don't come from Snow. They come from you. Yo!
What?
Her period! Period!
He just got his period!
The tub you've been sitting in is filled with blood. No. Your first scream is filled more with shock than fear. No matter how many times you open and close your eyes, the reality before you doesn't change. This can't be. How could so much blood come from me? This is... Yeah, good question.
Probably.
You're absolutely certain you don't feel any pain. I'm not injured. You need to get out of this tub immediately. But despite the clarity of your mind, your body refuses to move, frozen like a corpse. And that is the final blow to your control. Help! Hold on a second, this is really loud now. Ah, thank you. Much better. Return. Daisy! Snow's sharp teeth suddenly champ down on your bare arm, igniting a new wave. Why did you bite me, bitch?
Now he's probably having a nightmare or something.
Oh my Jesus. No, Snow, please stop! Instead of a pain or burning, you feel only pressure as Snow's powerful jaw tighten around your arm. With surprising strength, he manages to drag you out of the tub. Snow, let me go! If you want to help me, go outside and get someone! Jesus Christ. No matter what you say, you can't stop him. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna get eaten! The liquid from the tub spills onto the floor as you pulled out, and you feel the sticky blood adhering your body to the ground like glue. Crying, something you have no other option. Crying, screaming, you have no other option. Throwing up. Throwing up is a good option.
Throw up.
Snow nudges you a few times with his palms before abandoning his efforts. He circles around you in strange patterns, letting out low, agonized whines. The stiffness and coldness enveloping your body, the blood-filled tub, your unheard cries, and Snow's pained howl ignite one singular thought in your mind. As if
Wait,
trying...
hold on, Navi. I have to... my brother's calling me. Give me a second.
Okay. I gotta wait a bit. Let me just move to the intro until then. The game is really loud. Let me just save, though. And it's weird. We're being eaten, chat. Hope you like it here. Alright, let's wait a bit for pasta in the meantime. Jesus, my stomach hurts so fucking bad. I'm not going to lie. Huh. Guy just got his their first period, and this is how they react, pretty much. Oh yeah, I still have the Omegaverse names open. Let me just check it out. Mason is an Omega name? Peyton, Taylor, yeah, for sure. Maya, Gaia, Jade. most better name Logan, Alfred, Robert, Marcus, William. What are the alpha names? Oh my god, of course Alex is an alpha name. Adrian, Clark, Kevin, Jesus, Charlie.
I'm back.
Okay, I'm checking the Omegaverse name thing, and I'm like, Charlie is not an Omega. Charlie is not an alpha name. I'm sorry.
It's giving beta.
Exactly.
Oh, hold on. Give me another second, because this dumbass is calling me again. What the fuck?
Okay. Let me just leave it here, sorry. Pasta will never be free. Sorry, I just wanted to be annoying.
Okay, I'm back now.
Alright. Let's continue then. As if trying to escape reality, you let out a final desperate cry. Tristan! Get your ass in here! Or something like that, you know. Oh, it just keeps repeating. Your voice cuts off abruptly. You have no moans left to call for help. No moans left. At the same moment, Snow gives up his futile struggle and collapses hopelessly to the floor. In the ensuing silence, you see the shadows in the bathroom multiply. Oh god. Cold darkness and silence. It feels like the beginning of an eternal sleep. However, everything changes in an instant. The sound of hurried footsteps echoing through the mansion fills your ears, and your heart and senses come alive again. As the footsteps rapidly approach, the door suddenly creaks open with a terrifying screech. My liege, it's me! Jesus Christ. The shadow grows larger before your eyes, obscuring your vision. As you wait in silent anticipation, the softness of tile wrapping your damp skin reaches you. Immediately after, strong arms lift you effortlessly off the ground. Everything's fine, my liege. I'm here. Don't be afraid. Though it sounds like a command, his words swiftly slip into your mind, silencing the uncomfortable orchestra of fear inside. Suddenly you feel the weight of the breaths you're taking. As the stiffness in your body quickly dissolves, an involuntarily ache spreads through your muscles. A warm shiver runs down your spine from head to toe. What happened here? It's freezing here, my liege. Are you alright? The light from the doorway stings your eyes. Even so, you can make out Daisy standing in the door with a lamp in hand, scanning the room in a astonishment. The bathtub. The weak sound escapes your parted lips. Hearing you, Tristan turns his gaze to Daisy. Check the bathtub. You see Daisy hesitantly pointing her lamp at the bathtub without fully understanding what's going on. Oh, all the water is spilled out of the tub and it's gone cold. See, I think he hallucinated the blood.
Yeah.
I think the tea was poisoned, not poisoned, but spiked. Yeah, they're fucking with dude. They're just straight up fucking with him. Water. The realization reignites everything you thought had calmed inside. This time you're sure it wasn't hallucination. No way, impossible. Tristan, put me down. Tristan's amber eyes narrow in suspicion. My liege? I said put me down. I'll check the tub myself. Let me go! Your impatient outburst draws startled whispers, making you aware of the spectators in the doorway. If everyone in the manor could hear you, why did it take them so long to arrive? Deciding to leave that question for later, you focus on the moment. Tristan finally complies, slowly setting you down from his arms. Yeah, they're fucking with him. They're fucking with him. You take timid steps towards the bathtub, determined. Handing you the lamp, Daisy murmurs hesitantly. What's the matter, my liege? Did you see a mouse? Ignoring her, you firmly direct the lamp light at the bathtub. But even before you do, the faint glimmer refracting from the floor proves that that only water has spilled from the tub. Looking inside confirms the same. The blood that had filled the tub just moments ago. Not even a trace remains. So everything that just happened was nothing more than another. No matter how vivid and terrifying it felt, you refuse to believe it. Tristan's calm but stern voice breaks the silence. Did I assign anyone to a task that required standing idly in the door? Am I mistaken? Oh my god, stop it. That's my job. The shadows at the doorway quickly scatter as his tone softens slightly, directed at you. You must have had a nightmare, my liege. I think you're right. No, it's that tea! Fucking drugged you, bitch! Please don't be upset. It must have been caused by the sudden change in temperature. Yeah, that's some weird ass fucking conclusion, not gonna lie. Despite the dim light, you can discern the hardening lines on Tristan's face. Luckily, they're not aimed at you. How could you leave my liege alone in the bath for so long? You weren't even aware the fire had gone out. Under Tristan's icy gaze, the poor servant's face turns crimson. I just never leave my liege alone under any circumstances. When I'm trying to do my job elsewhere, but the CEO tells me that Ryan needs to like have constant attention next to them or some shit. Tristan, the CEO of the manor. Or you need to find yourself a new place to work. Yeah, CEO energy. What are you waiting for? Take them to them. Take them to them. Take them to them room? The room! Jesus.
Oh, that's probably a typo.
Yeah. Have them dry off and get dressed and make sure they haven't been hurt. Hasn't? I'm not sure. English. I'm sorry, I'm like way too stupid right now. Just as you're about to step out of the room, one of the shadows in the corner moves and lunges at you. Oh, Snow, right. Wait, didn't he bite me?
Yeah, to get out of the tub. Not bite, but like grabbed.
Yeah, but it said that, like, it bit into the arm, no? To drag them.
Or probably was like part of the nightmare.
Yeah, maybe. You stare at your dog in disbelief, wondering how it managed to stay still and silent in the bathroom until now. Daisy, afraid of upsetting Tristan further, tries to pull Snow away from you. Now's not the time, Snow. Get away immediately. It never listens. Bad dog! Wait, Daisy. Grabbing the nearby towel, you crouch down to Snow under Daisy's astonished gaze and start drying its fur. Did Snow go outside while I was away? The question catches Daisy off guard. No, my liege. As Tristan approaches, you see her lower her head anxiously, unable to say more. No, they're fucking with him! They're fucking with him! I just know it. You're certain she's hiding something. Still, you don't want to interrogate her in front of Tristan and prolong the tension of the evening. But just then, you notice a dark stain on the towel in your hands. With momentary hesitation, you lift your gaze to Tristan. His expression, oddly enough, reassures you. At least this time, you're sure it wasn't your imagination. Not now. Snow starts panting excitedly again, looking at you intently as if trying to tell you something. Yet despite the instance in his large bright eyes, he can't convey his message. Tristan's shadow leans over him, shrouding him in darkness. Don't worry, my liege. It seems Snow isn't injured. The blood must have come from somewhere else. His brows furrow as he turns his gaze to Daisy. I've told you countless times not to give him bloody raw meat, haven't I? You know it's one of Tristan's rules to tame Snow, who already looks wilder than an ordinary dog. Though you believe there isn't an ounce of savagery in Snow, you've never opposed Tristan on this matter, especially since he's always claimed Snow was unsuitable for life in the manor. It must have been the kitchen staff who gave it to him. I don't know anything. Truly, my liege. Daisy's pleading gaze is hard to ignore. Can this be discussed later? I'm cold. And as the butler, it's your duty to know everything that happens in this manor, Tristan. Ooh.
Ooh, which one are we choosing?
Are we educating?
Are we sure?
Okay. Tristan pauses for a moment, then withdraws respectfully. Please forgive my incompetence, my liege. Sorry. You can rest assured that such confusion will never happen in the manor again. As you retreat to your room, Daisy carefully dries and dresses you, but your thoughts remain a tangled mass. You can barely follow her words as she continues, her gaze filled with gratitude never leaving you. Believe me, my liege, I came as soon as I heard your screaming. Your voice, whatever. I just wanted to tidy up your belongings while you were bathing. I noticed one of your perfumes was almost empty, so I went downstairs to send a servant to order a new one. You know, the wedding is approaching and everything must be perfect. Daisy gently rubs ointment over the few bruises on your back and legs caused by your fall on the bathroom's hard floor. So we did fall. As for the strong bite Snow left on your arm, there isn't a single mark. Huh.
Interesting.
You could have guessed Snow wouldn't do such a thing, now peacefully curled up and sleeping near the roaring fireplace. Jesus. Catching your gaze on the dog, Daisy immediately speaks up. I had nothing to do with that bloody meal, my liege. Bloody meal? I mean the blood on Snow. Maybe he slipped outside and caught a rabbit or something. I'd never go against Tristan's, or rather your orders. No, Tristan is pulling some fuckery in this house.
He's suspicious as fuck.
You know, at least in this matter, she isn't lying, or more precisely, can't lie. Thank you, Daisy. Since Daisy's taking these marks more seriously than usually due to the approaching wedding, you wait for her to finish her work so you can be alone. Afterwards, you try to process everything that has happened during the day. After all, you need to make a decision eventually. First, the blood-stained lilies in the cemetery, then the blood-filled bathtub. They're quite different from the hallucinations you've experienced before. That's why finding a solution doesn't seem as easy as you'd hoped. If the crimson lily in the cemetery was nearly dragged from another grave and Snow just stole raw meat from the kitchen. Oh, what am I even thinking? Of course that must be what happened. No, bitch! Be a bit sus! You try to push these nonsensical thoughts aside and focus on the upcoming wedding and the details demanding your attention, but before long, sleep overtakes you. In the middle of the night, you slip out from beneath your heavy blanket, unsure of what woke you. You approach the window beside your bed and peer outside. What the fuck? The dark forest, starting where the high garden walls end, is cloaked in an eerie stillness and silence tonight. None of the wolves' howl that filled the recent nights reach your ears now. Stepping away from the window, your gaze returns to your room, warm and brightly lit by the crackling fireplace. Daisy, insistent on not leaving you alone, sleeps peacefully in the chair by the fireplace, her head resting against its back. Snow, curled up at her feet, shares the same tranquility. Aww. Despite the nightmares you experienced in the bathroom, you desperately need the peaceful sleep you found there. Wait, you desperately need the peaceful sleep you found there. No, do not turn to drugs! You start thinking of something that could help you achieve it. You consider what might help you and think of a chamomile tea as your best option. At least for now, a hot bath is out of the question. Not wanting to disturb Daisy's sleep, you decide to head to the kitchen. Someone there is bound to be awake, preparing for the day ahead, as work in the kitchen starts earlier than the rest of the manor. Wrapping yourself in your robes, you slip quietly into the hallway. The oppressive atmosphere of the manor, combined with the chill and silence in the night, feels overwhelming. You quicken your pace as you descend the stairs and head toward the kitchen. But despite the lit lamps and the boiling pot of the stove, the kitchen is empty. Your steps almost instinctively lead you to the other side of the kitchen, to the open door leading to the corridor where the storage rooms are located. In the dark hallway, you easily spot the only door ajar, light spilling through its gaps. However, the sounds coming from the inside, moans perhaps, warn you against approaching. Horny. The only thing you are certain of it is that Tristan is in there! Yo!
What is the butler doing?
Who is the butler cracking?
Plot twist is the butler and his fiance.
Alpha X Alpha, let's fucking go! And they were both tops. I cannot approach. No!
Why not?
Probably because I was too against him.
God damn it.
No, okay, we can roll back a few times. Wait, no, actually, I saved. I have an idea though. Load. We're gonna load back to this one. Yes. Can we discuss this later? Forgive me if you're waiting, my liege. You can rest assured that if it happens again, yeah. Yeah, this we can skip this one because I think it's the same one.
Yeah, it's the same.
Let's see. No, it's fine. It's probably we have to roll back way more because we've been kind of against him. It's fine.
Kind of mean to him, yeah.
Wait, hold on. You know what? Let's just continue as it is. It's fine.
Yeah.
You know that encountering an inappropriate scene wouldn't suit someone like you. Whatever is happening there, you're confident that Trishan would never let it interfere with his duties. That's why he's doing it at night. With few other options, you decide to return to your room. Crackling back into your bed, you wait hopelessly for sleep to take you. Snow, barking a few times in sleep, makes your effort more challenging, yet Daisy remains undisturbed. Eventually, as the room starts to brighten with the first light of dawn, your eyes finally close, only to open again just a few hours later. You survived the day! Yay! We lived! Nice. We might have died again. Let me save and check, now I'm really curious. Okay, I wanna... No. Oh my god, the mouse... Thank you. Okay. Now, load. Let's see... Hold on, I have an idea. Yes. Do not check the grave. Skip. Thank you for everything, yeah. Let's not be against him. Skip. Skip. Drink the tea. Skip. Let's try this one. Yes!
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I wanna see him. I wanna see who he's cracking. You never be one to intrude into the private lives of your staff, but when it comes to Tristan, curiosity and another emotion you can't quite place quickly takes hold of you. Even though you know it's wrong, you can't stop yourself. You approach the brightly lit room as quietly as possible and steal a glance through the slightly open door. Oh my god, who is...
What is that? Hold on.
Tristan stands in the center of the room, directly in the path of the light. However, instead of his usual impeccable posture, his body leans forward toward a man kneeling on the floor. Oh my god, is he getting a sloppy toppy?
He's getting head. Oh my god.
A servant, most likely. You notice the white-gloved fingers gripping a whip? Whoa! Whoa!
What's going on?
Okay, so he's freaky. Are you starting to regret your disobedience?
Oh my god.
Or do you need a harsher punishment? You notice the servant's clothes are disheveled and his face is clearly bruised. For a moment you forget to breathe. The servant is sobbing, pleading in a way that sounds almost like a groan. I regret it. I deeply regret it. I'll never do it again. Never ever. Please forgive me. Tristan straightens up and begins pacing impatiently around the servant, and you manage to make out the silhouette of other observers on the other side of the dimly lit room. They remain silent, their trembling breaths the only sound as they try to stay out of Tristan's way. I know your kind well. You don't deserve even the slightest bit of mercy. Tristan suddenly pauses, shifting his gaze from the servant on the floor to scan the room. A cold, chilling smile spreads across his face, one you've never seen before. Disciplining you requires great patience and punishment. Lucky for you, I have plenty of bow. As he finishes speaking, his yellow eyes turn in your direction, and for a moment it feels as though his gaze meets yours. In a panic, you step back from the door and retreat a few paces. Your mind races, torn between running away and staying put, but Tristan's authoritative voice reaches your ears once more. But tonight is not the night. Your heart pounds with an odd tension as you make a quick decision and hurry back to the kitchen. You remind yourself that disciplining the staff is part of Tristan's duty as the butt of the manor. Yeah, but being a freak is not.
Ew, oh no, he's like a dom, you know?
Dom. Yeah, there was something in his demeanor, aggressive, ruthless, savage even, that you've never seen in the 5 years you've known him. Now you no longer question why Daisy is so afraid of him and shows him such respect, or why she insisted on staying with you tonight. Your maid, now asleep in the warmth of her room, oblivious to everything, is doing the best she can. You feel like you should ignore everything too, at least for now. Heading toward the stairs to return to your room, the sound of footsteps behind you halts you in your tracks, Wilford. My liege, is something the matter? No. How about you? Is something the matter with your freak ass? His composed demeanor sparkly contrasts with the unsettling scene you just witnessed, and you shall swallow nervously. I just wanted some chamomile tea to help me sleep. But I couldn't find anyone in the kitchen, because everyone is busy getting their freak on with you. When I asked who is he cracking, I didn't mean it literally, you know? I was like, I wonder if he realizes you were watching. You wonder if he realizes you were watching him. His face betrays nothing, leaving your efforts to read him futile. My liege, for such matters, simply ring the bell in your room. There's no need for you to trouble yourself coming all this way. Allow me to prepare your tea and bring it to your room. Very well. When you return to your room, everything is just as you left it. Daisies and Snow continue to sleep undisturbed. Unable to continue, restlessness, you sit on the edge of your bed. You try to distract yourself by reading a few lines from the book on your nightstand, hoping to erase the scenes from the kitchen pantry from your mind, but it's no use. Your thoughts fixate on one undeniable truth. Tristan is not the person you thought you'd known for the past 5 years. Just then a soft knock at the door startles you. Still you respond with a calm voice. Come in. Tristan enters. Wait, that's kind of funny as he pops in. It's giving. You called? Tristan enters with a carefully arranged tray and closes the door behind him. His brows furrow momentarily as he glances at Daisy's expression, hardening in a way that would surely frighten her if she were awake. But as he approaches you, that harshness fades. You sense something different. His usual cold, serious demeanor softens ever so slightly. Your tea, my liege. As you reach for the steaming cup, he moves first, causing you to flinch involuntarily. If you allow me, I'll cool it for you so you don't burn yourself. Okay. Of course. Tristan brings the cup to his lips, blowing gently in disperse of the steam. We're getting blown tonight.
R.I.P. that pussy.
Hey! Tristan brings the cup of his... sorry, I read that one. You can't stop your gaze from drifting to his mouth because, of course. His lips, rough, firm, yet oddly alluring, capture your attention. It's ready, my liege. Snapping yourself out of your foolish thoughts, you take the cup from him and sip the tea. It's sweeter than the one you had in the bath, though you don't mind. You focus all your attention on the warm tea in your hands, trying to ignore the imposing figure standing before you. It's not easy. If the tea doesn't help, I can suggest other methods to ease your sleeplessness. What do you mean by that?
Why ain't getting cracked tonight?
Now, what do you mean by that? Let me just save. Startled, you meet his gaze. What sort of methods? A slow, unfamiliar smile spreads across his... Oh! Sir. Crack that whip. Crank that soldier boy. I think it's best to discuss this after you finish your tea, my liege. Oh! Are we gonna get something explicit?
Is Daisy still in the cock chair?
Wait, you're right! Oh my god! Imagine they start banging. It's like, and it, no, Tristan, my voice, it's... and it's like, just be like, shh, you don't want Daisy to fucking find you like this, don't you? You filthy little cunt! Okay, yeah. I'm logged in. You know what? I'm logged in. A warm shiver courses through you as you take another sip, his intense, deliberate gaze never leaving you. You try to not act hastily, not wanting to reveal how curious you're about the other method. Murmur. Finally, you place the empty cup back on the tray. What are these other methods? Whoa! They're getting CG! Let's fucking go! Instead of answering, Tristan leans closer, making your heart race uncontrollably. Before you know it, his face and his unnaturally bright eyes are just inches from yours. You can feel the warmth of his breath on your skin. There's only a slight distance left for his lips to touch yours.
Ooh.
Bold. But Tristan doesn't close the gap. He maintains the distance, his voice deeper than usual, brushing against your ears. With your permission.
The lip touching.
Fucking yeah. He runs his gloved thumb along your bottom lip, wiping away a wetness you hadn't noticed until now. His deliberate, gentle touch carries no apparent malice. Still, you can feel your face burning and the heat pooling low in your stomach. Oh my god, that pussy is throbbing.
Pause for a second, press H.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to say he has the big ass yaoi hands.
What? You're so... Holy shit, wait, I'm actually measuring it. Yo, that's almost as big as his head. What the fuck?
Oh my god, he's giving those 19th yaoi manga with those.
Oh my god,
proportions.
it's so big! Dude, his cock must be huge.
Imagine how many cocks he can fit in that hand, though.
Also, yeah. Whatever you're feeling, it's wrong. You're engaged. You're going to be married soon. Tristan, as if aware of the whirlwind of emotions you're feeling, removes his hand from your face and whispers softly before standing up. I could read to you until you fall asleep, my liege. You better read the porn! You better read the porn!
Can't.
Oh my god. You try to hide your disappointment and avert your gaze. Thank you, Tristan. I think the tea will be more than enough. Oh my god, you just know that I'm like flicking the bean after this. These be like, why does it smell like fish in here? What the fuck did you get what the fuck did you get into the house now, Snow? Oh, I'm so bad. Tristan gives a slight nod and he heads toward the door to leave. But as he reaches the door, he pauses for a moment and looks back at you one last time. Always at your service, my liege. Whatever and whenever you need. Okay, I see. So, I'm gonna save again, just in case. So, it's safe to assume that we're on the we're on the Christian route for now.
Good Christian Minecraft server, yeah.
A new day. No matter how long you sleep, you wake up at the same time every morning without exception and have your breakfast. After all, the rules of the house are so deeply rooted and unshakable that they control even you, the master of the estate. Still, that does not change the fact that you need them. You have no idea how things would function without them. When you leave the dining room and take your place at your writing desk, the letters you need to respond to are already waiting for you. In the winter months, the estate and its lands are wrapped in an even deeper silence under the weight of snow. The sound of heavy door knocker announcing a visitor, no distant rumble of carriage wheels passing by. No sound of heavy door knocker, sorry. The only connection you have to the outside world is these letters. During this season, they are usually so few that reading them even a couple of days and delivering the necessary replies to Tristan before noon is simple and routine responsibility. With the ornate letter opener passed down from your father, you slice through the envelopes and glance through their contents with an ease of habit without much thought. Catalogs from the boutiques in town. You're certain your wardrobe has undergone enough changes due to the wedding. Hunting invitations from neighboring estates. You never found fox hunting in the cold to be enjoyable activity. A note from a maternal relative offering their regrets for being unable to attend the wedding and sending well wishes. This serves as the final confirmation that none of your maternal relatives, those not too distant to have received invitation, will be present at the ceremony. That's sauce. Now that's sauce.
Okay then.
Given the distance, their reluctance to undertake such a journey in winter is understandable. I'm sorry. This isn't COVID. You can fucking show up to my wedding. I mean, also, why couldn't you hold a fucking wedding at summer? Weddings are held at summer for a reason. Yeah, sure, winter is cool, but like, it's cold as fuck. Like, Just a thought. Not that it makes much difference to you, you merely fulfilled your duty as expected. A brief update from your lawyer awaiting your instructions regarding a few minor issues related to the properties. That you can easily leave to Tristan. And the dinner invitation dated today from the Red Heart Manor. The Red Heart Manor belongs to your closest neighbor, your fiancé, and his family. Of course their name has red in it. Bro has red hair, red name. The creativity is endless. For the past few months, you have politely declined every invitation you received, citing poor health due to the season. For a moment, you consider doing the same with this one. After all, the letter states that this is merely a small, intimate dinner. Ink spills from the tip of your pen onto the paper, forming a series of well rehearsed words, apologies, and another refusal. Just as you're about to finish your letter, you hear a knock on the door and lift your head. Come in. The dog is here. Contrary to your expectation, it is not the butler who enters, but your maid carrying a silver tray, followed closely by Snow, who dashes into the room. I brought you tea and some refreshments, my liege. Ooh. You try to recall when you made such a request. Yet as you attempt to remember, even the moment before grows hazy in your mind, you forget why you were writing the letter in front of you in the first place. Seeing the bewilderment on your face, Daisy's eyebrows lift in alarm. Last time, you said a single platter of refreshments would be enough as long as there were no guests. Or at least, I thought that's what you said, my liege. If you prefer, I can ask for a prepare a larger serving tray right now. Your dog, after allowing himself to be petted for a while and devouring the biscuit Daisy accidentally dropped on the floor, quickly moves away from you and heads to the burning fireplace. You shake yourself, I guess your head, as if refusing, rousing from a sleep. Jesus Christ, I'm so bad at reading. The letters, petting your dog, Daisy's arrival with the tray, it all reemerges in your mind as nothing more than links in a chain of routine, a cycle that repeats without the need for any request. No, Daisy, thank you for doing exactly as I asked. But what about the moment of forgetfulness? It feels as though the exhaustion in your body is seeping into your mind. You push the thought aside and return to your letters without a delay. As Daisy, relieved from her earlier nervousness, sets the tray down on the table, her eyes catch one of the opened envelopes. Her enthusiastic voice slices through the quiet ambience of the small study like a blade. I didn't know you were writing to Lord Oscar, my liege. Please forgive me for interrupting. Unfortunately, the words you've planned lack the romance and passion she's likely imagining. Lol. You are well aware of how Beta's romantic. Oh, she's a beta! Okay.
It, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine, girl. Romanticize omega and alpha marriages, envisioning them as bonds of perfect compatibility, intense attraction, and unwavering devotion. Yet, in reality, these unions forged for power and status require no such conditions. Still, in the moment, you realize something important about Oscar's letters, something that nearly escaped your notice. The problem lies in the handwriting. The dinner invitation was not written or signed by your fiancé, but by someone else, merely posing as him. Oscar's action is either as a gross act of negligence or a blatant display of disrespect, or perhaps both. Taking the letter you wrote to your fiancé in hand, you rise from the chair and approach the fireplace. Just before you let the paper slip into the rising flames, you turn to Daisy. Could you summon Tristan for me? Of course, my liege. As you watch the letter ignite with a sharp hiss and crumble into ash, your thoughts begin to crowd your mind, filling the silence Daisy leaves behind as she departs. You are well aware that communication between you and Oscar has dwindled as the wedding approaches, but you are unsure which of you is more at fault or for that. Before the marriage decision was announced to you, the familiarity of being neighbors with Oscar, along with the special ties of belonging to the same circle, should have naturally fostered a smooth, effortless bond between you. At least that's what your guardians had told you. Yet now you can feel that bond stretched in on the verge of snapping at any moment. Interesting. And if it does... Jesus. And if it does, you have no idea what awaits you on the other side. The only certain is that your guardians and your place in society would not approve and that you must attend the dinner tonight. A firm commanding knock echoes through the small salon, driving your gaze towards the entrance. There you see Tristan. You cannot stop the heat from rising to your cheeks, independent from the warmth of the fire, as last night's events surface in your mind. It's the whip. Where am I? Oh, the Tristan you have known for 5 years, a man of steady reason and restraint, had revealed a side both unsettling and inviting. Sure. It was a disorienting contrast. Thankfully, you managed to quell the feeling before he approaches. As Tristan bows before you with his usual precision, you notice his gaze lingering on you with more scrutiny than usual. Why are you so mean? As though he's assessing whether you are still under the influence of yesterday's hallucinations. To be fair, you cannot say for certain yourself. You summon me, my liege. I am at your service. I hope you are feeling better today than you did yesterday. You respond in a steady voice, motioning toward the writing desk. I am Tristan, thank you. The letters are ready for delivery. You may take them from the desk. But before I respond to the lawyer, I wanted to hear your thoughts. You catch the way Tristan's golden eyes narrow slightly. Realizing that this will be no different from any of your usual conversation, his gaze shifts swiftly from you to the desk as he moves toward it, prepared to carry out your request. Oh, bro was expecting some kinky shit. I just know it. Yet, before leaning over the scattered envelopes and letters, he hesitates. I have no doubt that Daisy has already informed him of what transpired. The letter from your fiancé, your response, the fact that you burned it. The lawyer's letter is in the corner. Tristan's bowing his head sheds his pretended hesitation in approaching your desk filled with personal correspondence, encouraged by this implicit approval. Still, for a fleeting moment, his eyes drift elsewhere, somewhere other than the lawyer's letter. But the moment passes quickly. The issues in the letter seem to be more serious than stated, my liege. If I may offer my humble opinion, it would be wise to send a trusted person to assess the situation before granting the lawyer the approval he seeks. His ever-calm voice makes it easy to trust him without question. After all, in 5 years, you have never encountered a reason not to. Not even last night changed the fact that he remains a reliable butler. Though his methods were surprising. You may handle it as you see fit, Tristan, but I believe it must be done swiftly. I will go down to town this afternoon to take care of the incessant correspondence, my liege. There is no need for concern. I will also speak with a few hunters from the village regarding the wolf problem in the forest. And I have already given the kitchen staff proper instructions regarding your dog's diet. I do not believe we will encounter that issue again. My god. If there is anything else you require, my liege, you need only to say the word. In the silence that follows, the soft rhythmic breathing of snow doozing by the fire fills the room. It is clear that with all these tasks, Tristan will not be able to accompany you to Red Heart Manor tonight. Though you are not accustomed to traveling alone, the mutual dissatisfaction between your fiancé and your butler makes Tristan's absence the more appropriate choice for this. Also, the alphas do not like each other, okay? They happen to do not fucks with each other, you know? After a brief hesitation, you make your decision. Have the coachman prepare for the evening, Tristan. I will be attending dinner at Red Heart Manor. He did not like that. Tristram will remember that. For a fleeting moment, something like a surprise flashes to Tristan's golden eye, an expression you are not used to seeing before seeing from him. Yet his voice remains composed, unwavering. Forgive my liege. Did you mean this evening? I did. Please see to your task. I will go alone. Murmur, we are in trouble. You know that Tristan cannot press the matter outright, and so he takes another approach. My liege, forgive my impertinence, but with the recent heavy snowfall, I have concerns about whether the road to Red Heart Manor is passable for the carriage. Had there been more time, I would have sent someone ahead to inspect it. In this weather, there is high risk of your carriage getting stuck in the snow or, God forbid, an accident occurring. His words unsettle you. The thought of the carriage wheels sinking into an unseen ditch, of the axles breaking, of the horses panicking and injuring themselves. For someone who does not enjoy travel to begin with, these are not mere inconveniences. They are a nightmare, especially given your recent exhaustion and the hallucinations. But the dinner is important. You must see your fiancé soon before the impression that you have neglected him takes root. Are suggesting I go on horseback instead? I trust you will find a suitable solution, difficult it may be. Oh, so we will go no matter what, but I guess we should be nice for now.
Yeah.
If it weren't for this obligation, I would never ask this for you. Though his gaze remains cold, pressing the irritationality of your decision, his voice takes on a softer tone when he speaks again. You are too modest, my liege. Ooh. If there is anyone who may ask anything of me, it is you. I believe it would be best for a rider to accompany the carriage, ensuring the coachman is informed of the road's condition in advance and keeping watch over you. This would make it easier to send off for help or to turn back should anything go amiss. Additionally, I will ensure that provisions, blankets, and anything else necessary for your comfort during the journey are prepared. I'm certain you will reach Red Heart Manor without an issue. His words instill enough confidence for you to commit to the journey, even if his expressions suggest otherwise. Lately, you have not only lost trust in others, but in yourself. Perhaps this trip will help you reclaim some of it, or at least you wish to believe so. Later in the day, though Christian is no longer in the manor, the instructions he left behind ensure that everything proceeds seamlessly. By the time the coachman informs you that all the preparations are complete, you leave your room ready to depart. Ugh, my throat. Though dinner is still hours away, everyone, including yourselves, agree that it is best to set out early. Daisy follows you with eager steps, seeing you off, and though she is the only one pleased about your attendance of this dinner, you find a small sense of relief in that. Well, her and Snow, who excitedly dashes around your feet, expecting an evening walk. If dinner scratches late in the night, please do not rush back, my liege. I'm certain Lord Oscar would be kind enough to offer you accommodations for the night. The thought gives you a pause. You recall that until now, neither your fiancé nor you have ever spent the night at each other's mansions. Ooh. Never. Oh, Pasta was fucking off this entire time?
No, it's fine. I could hear it. I was just talking to my brother.
Oh, okay. Sorry, again. I got scared because I did not check out my screen.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Is your brother like there physically or?
Now he's physically. He keeps bothering me. But it's fine.
Oh my god, my stomach hurts. Sorry. Hi Fio, welcome. So, anyway, we are going to see the fiancé.
Come to Papa.
Okay, let me just share. You recall that until now, neither you nor your fiancé have ever spent the night at each other's mansion. Yeah, considering that you're neighbors, this is quite surprising. No doubt. Daisy, still caught up in her delight, does not notice the irony in your voice. If that is the case, you will need a maid to assist you. Lord Oscar will surely assign the best in the household to attend you, but no matter who he chooses, she will not be me. You know what? I fucks with her. I like Daisy. You go,
PERK.
girl. You go,
My
girl.
favorite beta girl.
A single mom who works 2 jobs.
Exactly. It's just her and the damn dog.
Yeah. If you wish, I can prepare at once and accompany you, my liege. As the servant pulls the door open, the wind rushes in, carrying a frigid air out of the outside world into the entryway. The sudden chill coupled with your brief hesitation delays your response for a moment longer than intended. Unlike Tristan, Daisy will undoubtedly spend the entire journey chattering about the upcoming wedding without pause. That's very thoughtful of you, Daisy, but I may not need a company. I might not even wish to complete the journey to Red Heart Manor. Daisy, struggling to keep snow from darting outside, stares at you in bewilderment, momentarily at a loss for words. I was at a loss for words! Despite being at loss for words, the master screamed at me for the next 35 minutes! Please, look after Snow while I'm gone. Before your resolve can falter, you swiftly descend the manor steps and head toward the waiting carriage. Noom, noom,
No, he just
noom.
knows.
As you settle into the carriage, the door shuts behind you with a firm thud, sealing you away from the cold and the dim, heavy silence of the winter night. Everything in sight has been prepared for your comfort. Several thick blankets, a basket overflowing with refreshments, and a few books you recently acquired but have yet to read. They should be enough to keep you occupied. The carriage lurches forward, beginning its journey. For a while, you find yourself gazing outside, watching as the high garden walls of the estate fade into the dense woods beyond. The snow drapes over the trees, covering your branches in a pale bluish-white shroud. It is a breathtaking sight, one that is both enchanting and unsettling. Then, a sharp, thin, and fragmented sound cuts through the stillness. Someone fucking died. Your ears strain to catch its source, but before you can pinpoint it, a dark figure moves in the depths of the forest. You don't know how long it has been there, but the moment your gaze lands upon it, it vanishes, as if aware that you have seen it. A trick of the eye, perhaps. Yet an uneasy shiver runs through you, as if unseen eyes are still watching. Most likely it was a poacher who had wandered into the woods and feared being caught. That must be all. Still, you draw the curtains over the window before returning your focus to the book in your lap, skimming through the pages without absorbing a single word. At first, you better notice the subtle declaration of deceleration. Of the carriage. It is only when the horses come to a full stop that you grip on the book tightens. The muffled sound of boots crunching through the snow draws closer. Your heart pounds, though you keep your trade of the book. Sorry. Then the door creaks open and a familiar face from the manor stands before you. Oh, Jesus, you scared me. Who are you, pretty girl? The rider who had accompanied you journey, the one the coachman called Rudolph. His silvery hair glows faintly under the light, a striking resemblance to Tristan's. You suspect he, too, must have come from one of the villages surrounding the estate. As your gaze lingers on him longer than intended, a sudden realization strikes you. Last night, he was in the kitchen. Whoa! Wait, was he the one on his knees? Wait. And he was kneeling!
Oh, he was a slut.
He was getting his back blown, literally. Wrapped tightly against the bitter cold, only his eyes visible beneath the layer, there's no way to tell if the punishment from last night has left any marks. but you know it was him. Curiosity prickles at you. You don't know what he did in the warrant to warrant such discipline, but of course you cannot ask him. The road is nearly blocked with snow and there's bound to be ice. It hasn't been used much lately. If we continue, we'll have to slow down significantly, my liege. Tristan's warning proving accurate once again does little to ease your frustration. Even if you press on, it's clear you'll be late for the dinner at this place. As you weigh your options, a sound, thin, fractured and aching, cuts through the silence. It startles you. This time it echoes deeper within the woods. Oh my god! Oh, that's so creepy! Oh, there's someone standing there. Mama, there's a girl behind you. Mama! But the shadow, you catch it now, presses against the trunk of the tree much closer than before. Your hand lifts almost of its own accord, pointing it out to Rudolph before your mind can register the movement. Yet the moment he turns to look, it's already gone. Oh my god, we're getting fogged over. The rustling branches stirred by the wind whispers through the trees. That eerie sensation creeps up your spine again. This time you're certain something or someone has been watching you for the entire journey. I don't like that. I don't like that. And if not, then the alternative is that it's all in your mind. You force yourself to move with measured caution as you turn back to Rudolph. Did you hear that just now? His response is immediate. Of course, my liege, likely a predator. What kind? Just asking, you know. I couldn't quite place it, but it's in this weather, anything you saw was probably it. They say their numbers have grown significantly in the forest lately. What are they looking for? His eyes gleam as he answers. Food, my liege. Oh, I don't like that. Why are you gleaming? Stop gleaming. Yeah, sorry. Wait, just like the rest of us. But there's no need for concern. We have rifles with us. Oh, we got the guns.
Yeah, they're strapped up.
He pauses before adding, "What is your decision? Shall we turn back or do we continue forward?" Ooh, save. It would be best to turn back before it gets too late. No matter how much we have to slow down, we will keep going. Okay, what do we do?
I don't know, whichever you want.
Should we turn back for now? But I
have a feeling that if we keep going, we're gonna die again.
Let's try. And if we die, we roll back.
Yeah, sure.
Your words cause the young man's eyes to cloud with unease, but he merely lowers his head slightly, unable to oppose you. As you command, my liege. I'll inform the coachman immediately. As the door closes, the narrow and closed space of the carriage fills you with a sense of safety and warmth, offering you some comfort. But you know it won't last forever. With nightfall, the dropping temperature and growing fatigue will make the journey increasingly difficult, and yet thinking of Oscar's indifference and mocking nature, you doubt he sees much significance in this arduous trip. You are just about to tell the coachman to turn back when, despite not having traveled too far, the carriage suddenly lurches forward with an alarming speed. Oh, we're so dead. It takes only a few moments for you to realize this isn't the coachman's doing. You're sliding on ice.
Oh no.
Thrown off balance, you instinctively reach for something to hold on to, but it's useless. You fall onto the carriage floor. Fortunately, the thick pile of blankets cushioning your landing, sparing you from a serious harm. At the same time, the horses come to an abrupt halt, managing to stop the carriage. Your heart pounds so violently that the sound roars in your ears, nearly drowning out the noise of the carriage door opening. My liege! I'm fine. Rudolph exhales in relief as he realizes you're unharmed, merely tangled in thick blankets. With his help, you stand and step out of the tilted carriage. Through your breath fogs your vision, it doesn't take long to grasp the situation. The carriage has veered off the road, crashing through the trees, and the horses are now buried up to their bodies in snow-covered bog. What the fuck? Oh, the horses. A wave of regret burns through you like fire. While the other two assesses the situation, you remain silent, merely listening. We should go find help. Don't be ridiculous. By the time help arrives, the horses will be dead. We are fucked, huh? Shut up and help me. With Rudolph's assistance, the coachman manages to unfasten the horses from their harness and straighten the carriage, but saving the horses will take far more effort. Standing at the roadside, watching them struggle, you can feel the weight of their stolen glances, the silent accusations pressing down on you. I think the only way we can reach the manor literally is if we are mean to Christian. I don't know how to. I can't explain better, but I just feel like that's the case.
Yeah.
Alright. Guilt and unease settles on your shoulders like an unbearable burden. You cannot shake the feeling that something worse is coming, that something hidden in the darkness lurking behind the trees is watching you. But you can't point out every shadow that surrounds you. You can't burden them with yet another problem. Helpless, you retreat into the carriage and wait. Despite the comfort it offers, at this moment the carriage feels no different from a cage. With no other way to distract yourself, you pick up your book once more, trying to drown your thoughts. Suddenly, finding yourself in darkness, your first reaction is confusion, but the weight of the book resting in your lap makes you realize you must have dozed off while reading. After what happened in the bathtub yesterday, you have no idea how you managed to fall asleep so easily outside the middle of the forest. Bruh. This is giving that one like, you'd be happy in the graveyard, you emo bastard. This time it feels as if you merely blink, yet exhaustion still clings to you. Then an eerie shiver crawls over your skin, unrelated to the cold. Only now do you notice the carriage is still not moving. But the sky is already pitch black. The only sound is the howling of the wind. Your instinct screams at you not to step outside, but what about this silence, this stillness? Summoning your courage, you push the blankets and your trembling hands and crack the carriage open. Somewhere, snowflakes drift gently in the air, brushing against your face, but the silence greeting you is far from soothing. The trees around you, cloaked in deepening shadows, seem larger, misshapen, distorted. I suppose Rudo was right. We need to call for help. But as you step to the front of the carriage, your words freeze in the air, just like your breath. You're alone. The horses stand ready, harnessed, prepared to depart. Then what are they waiting for? More importantly, where are the others? You gaze darts around in the growing dread. We're so dead. You know, with absolute certainty, they wouldn't have left you here alone. Which means, if something emerged while you were asleep in the carriage, you try to reassure yourself by recalling Rudolph's words. They had rifles. He told you not to worry. Yet a whisper from deep within tells you that their rifles might be no more useful than a child's toy. Oh my god! We are so dead.
There's so much blood in this game, bruh.
The moon above spills its cold silver light onto the road, making the snow glisten like the path to a fairy tale realm. But something mars this enchanting scene, a stain, a deep crimson stain that unsettles your senses far too much. Lifting your head, you see more of them ahead, dozen of them. No, it can't be, it's impossible. Sure, buddy, let's get you to bed.
Mm-hmm.
They must belong to some poor animal. The others must have encountered something urgent, something that required them to leave suddenly. They'll be back any moment now. But no matter how hard you try, you cannot bring yourself to believe this hopeful scenario. Your steps instinctively urge you back to the safety of the carriage, yet guilt anchors you in place. If only you had been reasonable, if only you had turned back before the accident, if only you had never set out at all. An animal, just an animal, it has to be. But no matter what you tell yourself, the truth seeps into your bones like a melting crimson, stains spreading through the snow. Your heart pounds wildly as if it might burst through your ribs. Every fiber of your being screams at your retreat. Get back inside, lock the door, wait. What is Bro doing? But for how long? Tristan will find you, surely. He always does. But what if something else finds you first? There's no way out. The red trail beacons you deeper into the forest, pulling you forward against your better judgment. Oh my god, of course we're stupid. Yo! Who is... Oh, that's... That's Rudolph! Rudy got fucking murked, chat.
He got his ass.
Until you see it. A pool of blood beneath the tree trunk, and in its center a man lying motionless as if dead. Even before stepping closer, you know it's Rudolph. Your hands fly to your mouth, tapping the scream that turns into a hard lump in your throat. No, no, no. God, please. Despite the burning in your lungs from the uneven breaths, despite the sharp ache twisting through your muscles, you desperately want to believe this is not real. I mean, at least we actually get to see the model. You know? A hallucination maybe, like yesterday. But no matter how many times you blink, the scene before you does not change. Then you notice it, the weak rise and fall of his chest. He's still breathing. Rudolph! How could he be still alive after losing so much blood? At that moment, the sound of snapping branches reaches your ear, and the shadow emerges suddenly amongst the trees like a ghost. It moves so fast that you have no choice but chance to scream and run. You are completely trapped. As if your body is no longer under your control, your legs suddenly refuse to support you, and you collapse onto your knees. Like prey ready to be hunted, you should have never come to the forest. The only thing still under your control is your mouth. You manage to move your lips. No. You can't eat me. What the fuck? I'm not food.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough meat on his bones.
Dumbass. As the shadow draws closer, its terrifying bulk shrinks down to a human proportion, and the eerie silence of the forest is broken by a powerful, energetic laugh. I'm sure you're not food, my dear. Oh, it's the fiance. It's the fiance.
Oh my god.
At the very least, I take a well-seasoned Venetian steak over you. Whoa, so they're just mean, huh? You got my hopes up for nothing. Oh god, I hate you already.
Oh.
Oh my god, it's giving fuckboy, frat bro.
Alpha CEO looking at.
Yeah, exactly. Sad trumpet. The moment later, the shadow becomes clearer. His jacket, the ornate hunting rifle in his hand, the broadlet gleam of his hair in the darkness, and the sharp cut of his jawline at the details that make him Oscar, your fiancé. Unlike last time you saw him surrounded by luxury and grandeur at a lavish gathering, now you find him standing in the cold, dark depths of the forest. I hate him. For a moment, your mind struggles to comprehend it. You even fear that he might be a hallucination. And yet, despite the rising tide of fear within you, there's an odd sense of relief that cuts through it. A moment later, your voice returns. Oscar, please help me. There's something in this forest following me. I felt like I was being watched since the beginning of this journey, but thought I was just imagining things. But it already attacked Rudolph. Look at him, he's lying there covered in blood. It could have come back at any moment. As Oscar's long hunting boots crunch through the snow, you lift your gaze to him. I don't like him. Yet despite everything you just said, he doesn't seem concerned at all. Instead, under the moonlight, his smile becomes even more pronounced. My dear, I can understand why you're so excited to see me.
Kill him with fire. I don't care.
The Judas cradle. But I have no idea what nonsense you're spouting. If you've done with your greetings, get up already. You hesitate for a moment before taking his outstretched hand. There's no other choice. Oscar pulls you up from the force stronger than you expected, and now that you're standing closer, you can get a better look at his face, especially his eyes. Oh my god. Despite the nonchalance in his voice, you realize he's carefully studying you. Good, you didn't hit your head anywhere. For a second, you almost had me worried. You try to calm yourself, but your voice still comes out fast and frantic. Oscar, are you even listening to me? I'm serious. Look, Rudolph, he... What? What the fuck? Oh my god. Girl. What? You stop mid-sentence as your as your eyes fall on Rudolph, realizing something's horrifying. The pool of blood surrounding him is gone, as if it had evaporated into thin air, just like what happened in the cemetery and in the bathroom. But why is he lying there then? Like, just a question. It's like fucking moon bathing. Oscar, noticing your silent, crouches beside the man lying in the snow. Rudolph is... I was almost sure his name was something ridiculous, like Trish. Okay, hold on, never mind.
What do you think his ass?
They're beefing. Whatever. Shit, he's not dead. I thought you had finally decided to get rid of him and brought him to my estate to bury him. Wait, he's kind of funny, not gonna lie. Wait, I might give him a chance, he's kind of funny. You might come to a complete halt that you don't know what to think anymore. The only thing you're certain is that Rudolph is your priority. Please stop joking and help me figure out what's wrong with him. Oh fuck. Do I look like a doctor to you, darling? Despite the exaggerated tone, Oscar sets his rifle aside and checks Rudolph's pulse before turning him into his side to examine him. It doesn't take long to realize that the man is not your butler. Oh, another white-haired man. Your preferences truly leave me speechless, dear. Oh my god, he told me. Wait, I kind of like his sassy ass. I might go and be mean to Oscar just to see the CG with this guy. Looks like he's just passed out, though if he stays like that much longer, he'll freeze to death. Even though your mind is full of questions, Oscar's words bring a small relief in the middle of this wretched journey. You eagerly speak up. My carriage is nearby, we can carry him there. For a brief moment, the mockery in Oscar's eyes dims. My dear, may I remind you, I'm your fiancé, not your servant. You must be confusing me with someone else. Then step aside and let me do it, please, I'm begging you. Do I wanna beg?
Decisions.
You know what? I'm just gonna be mean for now, but I'm gonna re-roll the whole thing and skip through it just so I can see what if I'm mean to Tristan and nice to him. Your defiant tone makes his eyes glimmer as soon enough you hear the amusement in his voice. Ooh, he likes them feisty. Oh really? Please go ahead, dear. I can't wait to see how you'll manage to carry him all on your own. Poor thing, I already feel bad for him. He's such a prick. You should have known that a remark like this wouldn't face him. Still determined to stand your ground, you ignore him and kneel beside Rudolph. Oh my god, Sweating and struggling, you manage to lift him slightly by his arm, but before you can do more, Oscar hand cuts in sharply. Leave him. I have no interest in dealing with two corpses in the middle of the forest. Without another word, he retrieves the rifle he had placed on the ground and takes a few steps away from you. What?
What the fuck?
A sudden flash of fire pierces the darkness, followed by the defying crack of gunpowder. It doesn't take much to realize he just fired the shot to signal his location. Oh my god, I was like, dude, what the fuck? Soon the shadows surrounding you stir, followed by the sound of approaching voices. Did you get it, Oscar? Was it a big deal? Want to see for yourself? It's lying right over there. As the first shadow emerges into the moonlight, you recognize the man's face from the lavish parties you've attended. But now, in the forest gloom, he looks vastly different. His features are tense with urgency. Bloody hell, did you shoot a man? I need help getting rid of the body. The tense silence loads only for a moment before Oscar's lips curl into a signature twisted smirk. You're too easy to fool, you know. It's not even fun anymore. As Oscar's hunting party reaches you, you finally learn where your missing coachman has been. One of the approaching figures steps forward, his outline illuminated by a lantern glow, and you recognize him instantly. By the time we got the horses free, it was already too dark. Continuing on would have been too dangerous. When I heard the gunshots, I thought Lord Oscar might be out hunting. Since Rudolph wasn't familiar with Lord Oscar's men, I sent to ask for help. He insisted he wouldn't leave your side. I can't understand how he could be so reckless. Since Rudolph remains unconscious, there's no way to get an answer. The way they knew. As you make your way back to the carriage, the glow of lanterns held by Oscar's men fails to reveal any traces of the red stain that had led you to Rudolph. Instead of easing your fear, this only makes it worse. Jesus. If this is all in your head, then how did you manage to find Rudolph when there's no single trace of him left behind? And why is the carriage door open? Did you forget to close it? Did the wind blow it open? Or had the shadows been there? Had it locked inside to find you? Fresh wave of fear crushes over you. Even now, you still feel like you're being watched. As long as you remain in this forest, you doubt you will ever be free of that feeling. Even as a child, a single glance at the woods beyond the bedroom window had been enough to send chills down your spine. Now you vote to keep the curtains tight shut on every future journey. Once inside the carriage, your gaze drifts to Rudolph, bundled up in thick blankets and fast asleep in the corner, and you can't help but recall that vivid, crimson, still warm blood. From outside, you hear Oscar's deep voice carrying over to the hushed whispers of his hunting party. Edgar, show the coachman the shortcut to our estate. Let the poor horses catch their breath. This little rescue mission has exhausted me. I'll be riding inside the carriage with my future spouse. Bro just gets in. Without delay, the carriage door swings open, letting in the cold night air as Oscar steps inside. The crimson of his hair and clothes unsettle you, but you try to ignore it. And of course, you already know he will bypass Rudolph entirely and sit beside you. So, just such a mean bastard. Bracing yourself for discomfort, you inch as close to the window as possible, hoping to put as much space between you as the narrow seat allows. Oscar notices your subtle retreat, yet despite settling into his seat with an unusual nonchalance, he does not close the distance. A rare courtesy, or perhaps a subtle confirmation of the distance that has grown between you lately. As the carriage lurches forward again, you close your eyes, willing to rest of this cursed journey to pass quickly. But then the rustle of the food basket, a sharp crunch. Oscar has found an apple and wasted no time biting into it. He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna be silly. He's so annoying.
But he's funny, you know?
Yeah, he kind of silly though. And then, predictably, the voiceover, his voice, ever unrelenting, fills the carriage once more. You must have forgotten that his mouth never ceases to work. What a comfortable little carriage. You have blankets, a well-stocked food basket, and even some ridiculous book about necromancy. Though, personally, I would prefer a more thrilling and pleasurable pastime. Your eyes snap open, sharp with warning. Oscar meets your gaze with an expression so innocent it could almost pass for sincere. Oh, I think we could make out in the carriage if we're mean to Tristan. Hold on, I know what you're doing next. I know what you're doing next. I only meant conversation, of course. For instance, you still haven't told me what you were doing on my land so late at night, my dear. A part of you considers that given his aid in this situation, little gratitude might be warranted. I assume you would have figured that out. I was on my way to Red Heart Manor for your dinner invitation. For the first time, true surprise flickers across Oscar's face. I don't recall inviting you to dinner. In fact, I don't recall hosting a dinner at all. Just a quiet meal with a few relatives and friends, as usual. No, it's your turn. Now it's your turn to be caught off guard. I didn't know that. I received a letter bearing your family crest, written and signed by you. No, but why didn't she say that it was not handwritten by him? Who wrote the letter?
The drama is drama-ing.
Of course, you conveniently skip over the part where the handwriting doesn't match his. The realization that this entire journey may have been nothing gnaws at you. You fix your gaze on him, waiting for a reaction. But Oscar merely takes another exaggerated bite of the apple, then, without an ounce of shame, tosses the half-eaten fruit back into the basket. His indifference returns like a well-worn mask. Must have been the steward. Which means my mother told him to. You know how the old woman is half the time. How the old woman is half the time, even I can't make sense of what she's up to. Lady Diana, Oscar's mother, is a formidable alpha in her own right, the true ruler of Red Heart Manor and its lands, though you know that Oscar has taken full control due to her declining health. How long that will last remains uncertain. Oh my god, she wears the pants.
Yeah, all these fuck-ass alphas getting sick, bro.
Naturally, as a devoted fiancé, I would never have subjected my delicate and ailing betrothed to such an exhausting journey had I known. And yet this devoted fiancé never thought to check on my well-being himself, despite hearing I was unwell. It's just a seasonal matter, nothing to be— oh my god, I'm gonna be mean. I'm gonna be mean. For a brief moment, Oscar's ever-mocking expression falters. Then, with a slight lift of his brows, his smirk returns. Frankly, I assumed it was just an excuse to avoid me. I still do. Can you really blame me for thinking that? You grit your teeth, forcing yourself not to rise to his arrogance. You should be prepared for this by now, but somehow he still manages to infuriate you. Yes, because when I said I wasn't well, I actually meant it. You weren't even on my mind. And you do look perfectly fine now, my dear. Still, as a concerned fiancé, I could never allow you or your men to set out on another journey tonight. And here we are. Welcome to Red Heart Manor, my dear. With a smooth pull of the curtain, Oscar reveals the grand silhouette of the manor, perched atop to the hill, its spires and chimneys black against the snow-veiled sky. The sight swallows your doubts. The shortcut was real. You've finally reached the end of your journey. Red Heart Manor greets you not with silence but with warmth. The moment you step inside, a wave of golden light and heat envelops you. The grand hall is lavishly lit and perfectly heated, chasing off the bite of the forest cold that still clings to yourselves. To your what now? Sleeves. Compared to the desolate hours spent along the snow-choked trees, this place feels like a hidden sanctuary carved out of winter. Yeah. Oh, so... Oof. You can almost feel your shoulders drop, tension melting from your spine. No wonder Red Heart draws visitors in every season. Who wouldn't seek refuge in such an opulence? Of course, for a manor this size, such elegance must come at an exorbitant cost, But judging by the army of servants lining the hall, you doubt the owners are concerned with such trivialities. Oscar, by contrast, doesn't even pause to take it in. With the kind of practiced ease only someone raised in excess could manage, he shrugs off his heavy coat and tosses it without looking into the waiting arms of a nearby servant. Then, with his usual feline grace, he marks his way towards a woman you recognize, Redheart's housekeeper, a sharp-featured, stern-looking matron. Congratulations, Chase, you caught it midair. You must have been practicing while I was away. We're terribly late, aren't we, my dear? Is everything in order? You don't need to ask whether his endearment is reserved solely for you. The housekeeper's stoic expression makes it perfectly clear. Still, you think you catch a hint of warmth in her voice, or perhaps you only wish to. All is well, my lord. Hey Edgar, stop fiddling with my rifle. The only reason you're not a better hunter than me is because I'm simply the better hunter. I'm sure you got some tricks up your sleeve. While Edgar grumbles and hands the weapon over to the waiting footman, your fiancé redirects his attention to the housekeeper. So tell me, darling, how's the old woman? The mention of old woman, the housekeeper face tends to tighten, but she restrains herself with practiced grace. You can't help but admire her loyalty to her weakened mistress. Hoping to hear something of Lady Diana's condition, you begin to step forward, only to have your view suddenly blocked by what must be the largest man you've ever seen, a footman judging by the uniform. Fortunately, there's no reason to panic. He has not come for you, but to carry away Rudolph, still unconscious, who is being half dragged by your coachman and one of Oscar's hunting companions. Your gaze lingers on the young servant, still slumped and motionless. Pity coils tight in your chest, followed swiftly by curiosity. He needs to see a doctor without a delay. There's no visible injury, but we can't know what happened in the forest. He may have struck his head or eaten something poisonous. Though the hulking servant appears to be listening, he offers no response. You aren't entirely sure he even understood you. You're just about to speak again when Oscar cuts in, answering on his behalf. Stop alarming him with all these orders, darling. Redheart has its own doctor. Though, honestly, I can't say he's done much beyond handing out antacids to my guests. Still, thanks to your boy, we'll get to put his skills to the test. Despite Oscar's dismissive tone, the knowledge that there's a physician on the premises brings you a flicker of relief. God, can you guys start talking about interesting stuff? Sorry. As the massive servant lifts Rudolph onto his back, it dawns on you. He doesn't respond to your voice or any voice at all. He acts solely on orders already given. He must be both deaf and mute. You don't know how things are typically run on Redheart, but you can't help finding this a rather unusual agreement. Turning your thoughts away from the unsettling man, you look toward your coachman. Please don't leave Rudolph's side, not even for a moment. If he wakes, inform me at once. Of course, my liege. You needn't worry about him. As the coachman hurries off behind the hulking servant, vanishing quickly from view, your gaze inevitably drifts to the corner where Oscar stands and meets his. You try to remain composed, wondering how he'd react to a gesture that clearly betrays your lack of trust. Yet, to your surprise, your fiancé chooses to ignore it entirely and simply smiles. Come here, darling. How is my poor housekeeper supposed to serve this many people if she's not even aware of who's coming and going? Have you ever seen this uninvited guest before, Damona? In contrast to Oscar's mocking tone, the housekeeper dips her head respectfully as you approach. I had the chance to see them from afar during a ball last summer, when your engagement was first announced, my lord. We shall do everything in our power to make your stay as pleasant as possible, my liege. I have no doubt, thank you. You're not sure whether your words are even heard. Oscar is too busy laughing at himself. Damona, what a short memory you have. When I found them in the middle of the forest, I couldn't even remember their names, so I spent an entire ride calling them darling. It's YN, bitch, you better remember me! This guy's so mean. You hesitate, eyes and ears of Every servant and every member of the hunting party are turned toward you. Whether to respond and put him in his place becomes a question in itself. You remembered my butler's name perfectly. It's alright, I suppose that's an acceptable way to just... Ooh, wait! Let's call him out! We're calling you out, bitch. Oscar falters just for a moment and you wonder if you've gone too far. But then, suddenly his laugh echoes off the high stone walls of the manor. You wait patiently and stone-faced as strange looks pass between those around you. When he finally quiets, Oscar leans in close and lowers his voice to a conspiratorial murmur. The thought that I might be jealous of a beta must be endlessly amusing to you. Wait, they think... Oh, they think that... Bleh. I'm thinking that they're thinking that Tristan is a beta, but Tristan's definitely an alpha. Come on.
Yeah.
He's faking that shit. Tristan is so commanding, so unshakably composed that you often forget he is, like the others, just a beta. Yeah, sure. A cold shiver creeps along your spine, but you don't back down. You're the one who confused him with Rudolph. Oscar's eyes glint with something strange, unreadable. His voice is low, quiet as a thread as he straightens up again. Because there's no difference between the two. You suspect he means more than just their shared rank. But whatever he's implying now is not the time for, nor place to challenge him in front of everyone. A short silence settles between you, broken only by Oscar's sudden command echoing sharply across the hall, his tone unmistakably authoritative this time. Why aren't the kills being taken to the kitchen yet? Why are Edgar still fiddling with my rifles? Am I feeding a village worth of people here for nothing? For the first time in a long time you feel it, his pheromones, faint but unmistakably present, stirring the air like an insane fog. Your heart lurches before you even realize what's happening. They're not overwhelming, but they're far from ineffective. The entire house seems to stir at once, spurred into motion, and while the betas around you obey blindly, blissfully unaware of the influence clouding their heads, you, an Omega, know better. Unfortunately, that doesn't make you immune. No matter how much you reason with yourself, something primal rises inside you, a murmur of submission, of guilt, trembling impulse to appease the alpha you've displeased. Hey, shut the fridge up. And worse, the alpha happens to be your fiancé. But as an unmated Omega of your standing, you're expected to resist all such signals, even his. Fortunately, your training kicks in before instinct can win. You manage to turn away, calm and composed, and face the housekeeper as though nothing had happened. The journey has exhausted me. Could you show me to a room where I can rest? Of course, my liege. I've had a guest room in the West Wing prepared for you. The fire has just been lit. If you wish, I can personally escort you there. You offer the stern woman a grateful smile, nodding your agreement. And in that moment, you're certain she knew about the dinner invitation. She must have, and she prepared for your arrival in advance. As you begin ascending the stairs along the housekeeper, your fiancé's blooming voice rings out behind you, catching up with startling ease. The East Wing room. I want them placed in the room in the East Wing. The housekeeper's eyes narrow in visible disapproval at the change, but she doesn't dare react. Ooh, he wants them close. I can smell it. From your place on the steps, you can't see Oscar's expression, but his voice is dripping with mockery, reaches you all the same. I wouldn't want my beloved future spies deprived of their usual silence. You know how the West Wing becomes indistinguishable from a school dormitory these days. You know the West Wing, an addition to the main building, is filled with newer, more comfortable rooms. The East Wing, by contrast, is older. Of course, having lived in one of the oldest manors in the region yourself, this is hardly something you'd complain about. Still, you can't help but suspect that this sudden change in Oscar's attempt at some subtle punishment. There's no reason there's no question in your mind that these motives lie somewhere from genuine concern for your comfort. Regardless, you can neither read his mind nor openly oppose him. So in silence, you follow the housekeeper deeper into the manor. When you arrive to the room where you'll be spending the night, you see that the red-heart sense of opulence continues unabated here as well. The bed linens, the curtains, the wardrobes, everything in the room has been chosen with an unmistakable sense of care and expense. Yet, despite the pristine condition, nothing quite manages to conceal how old they truly are. Do you know who this room used to belong to? The housekeeper's expression remains as composed and solemn as ever when she replies, I don't believe so, my liege. In all the time I served at the manor, I've never seen it assigned to anyone in particular. Only... You glance up at her, attentive now to the sudden pause in her speech. I do know that Lord Oisin stayed here for a time before marrying Lady Diana, my liege. Oh, that's gonna be the Omega husband!
Nice.
Wait, that means that Oscar's dad got pregnant by the mom. That's great.
Nice.
Good, impregnate that man. If the room does not please you, I can inform the Lord of your wish to change it. I'm sure he would not object. It's clear someone from higher up, clearly not Oscar, has instructed her to treat you with the utmost care. Still, for a single night, there's no need to be overly particular. No, the room is lovely, thank you. I'll send someone at once to see to your needs, my liege. In the meantime, please make yourself comfortable. Once you're alone, the warm flickering glow of the fireplace fills the room with a soft crimson light as you continue examining the furnishing, but nothing in particular stands out. Perhaps this room once belonged to the previous master of Reinhardt, lavishly furnished and then quietly forgotten by the new ones. Oscar's father might have chosen it to stay in just out of convenience. In any case, you're deeply grateful to be spending the night here rather than in the cold and shadowed woods outside. Before long, the maid sent by the housekeeper arrives to assist you with your bath without requiring you to step out of your room. The warmth of the water loosens your muscles, leaving your whole body draped in a sweet lethargy, and before long you stop finding the unfamiliarity of the room strange at all. Are we gonna hallucinate here as well? By the time a gentle knock on the door steers you back to the awareness, you're almost forgotten where you were. You sit up, straighten your armchair, and bid the maid to enter. You are expected in the dining room for dinner, my liege. You gaze drift to the clock above the fireplace, confirming your sense that the hour is unusually late. Isn't it a bit too late for dinner? Here at Red Heart, dinner is always served at this time, my liege. Sometimes the meals last until midnight. What you hear both confuses you and rekindles your unease. Is that so? Meals I've attended usually started and ended earlier. But recalling that your last visit to Red Heart was before the first snow had fallen makes you question the reliability of your own memories. Oh, never mind. I don't think I could eat anything at this hour. I'm afraid I'll have to miss dinner. In truth, your decision has less to do with your appetite and more to do with your desire to avoid encountering Oscar and his pheromones again tonight. Whether intentionally or not, you know that spending time around an alpha carries risks of someone like you. Especially when the alpha is an arrogant, careless, and insufferably self-assured as Oscar. But he's funny, so...
He gets a pass.
The maid respectfully nods and leaves the room, only to return a short while later with a small serving cart. Then she quietly withdraws once more. You find an assortment of delicate sandwiches, buttery savory scones, thinly sliced cold meats, dried fruits, and a steaming bowl of soup waiting for you. You had only intended to nibble a little, but by the time you realize it, you've eaten nearly everything, finally understanding how hungry you had truly been. Not once during the journey had it even considered your mind to reach for anything from the food basket, so consumed you were by stress. Now, full of warmth, you feel like you could finally give in to the day's exhaustion and sleep through the night. But it doesn't take long for you to realize you were wrong. Despite how much time has passed since you slipped into bed, you still find yourself staring up at the arms of the chandelier at the ceiling. If this keeps up, sleeplessness may soon become a permanent affliction. Still, rather than dwelling on that, you try to focus on a solution, at least for now. Had Tristan been with you, perhaps this time you might have skipped the tea altogether and simply asked him to try the other method.
Ooh.
Murmur. That is, to read aloud to you, if that truly was the method he had in mind last night. Your cheek flush involuntarily and shame curls in your chest at entertaining such thoughts under your fiancé's roof. At least you remember the books you left in the carriage, especially the one on necromancy, which you've been meaning to read for quite some time now. It seems unlikely that you find a better opportunity than this. Hoping the maid assigned to you is still awake, you reach for the bell beside your bed and give it a ring. Fortunately, she arrives just moments later. Though the hour is undeniably late, she responds with such calm composure that you find yourself wondering about the rhythms of Red Heart's nightly routine, though of course you wouldn't dare ask her aloud. Has there been any news about Rudolph? I mean the unconscious man I brought with me? I was told the doctor is still with him, my liege, but there have been no updates yet as he's still examining him. Although Rudolph's lingering state is unconsciousness stirs a knot of unease in your stomach, there is little you can do beside wait for the doctor's report. Thank you. Before you go, could you please have my book brought in from the carriage? Of course, my liege. Once alone again, your gaze drifts towards the window. You haven't... Okay, cool.
Damn.
You haven't touched the heavy curtains since you arrived, but the distant howling of wolves carried faintly toward the thick stone walls draws you closer. Unlike your own manor, Red Heart sits atop a hill, set apart from the edge of the woods. You're quietly grateful that the wild cries don't reach here with the same intensity. Ooh. Imagine fucking next to that window.
Good lord.
Nasty. You part the curtains, hoping Tristan had already arranged a deal with the hunters to address the problem. But the wolves vanish from your thoughts the moment you see what lies beyond the glass. The lake. Directly in front of you. Oh, that's so mean! So Oscar put him in a room that looks directly at the lake where his fucking parents died.
That is diabolical, actually.
That's diabolical. That's mean. That's just this dude. That's just... Oh my lord. The moonlight drapes across the surface, turning the water into a sheet of silver. So beautiful and serene, especially compared to the dark forest surrounding it, that if only for a moment you could forget that it swallowed your family whole and left you behind to bear the silence. Yo, Oscar, you're such a bitch. Yo. Oh my god. But you can't forget. You never will. You were never even allowed to say a proper goodbye, never permitted to see the frozen bodies of your mother and father dragged up from its depths. All you had ever their remaining belongings and the memory of your mother missing wedding ring. It must have slipped from her finger as she clung to your father to life. That ring, the magnificent one she never took off. Could it still lie at the bottom of that glimmering lake, hidden in the cold dark? Or had the whispering guttural voice you heard after the burial been telling you the truth? The thought poisons your mind and leaves you dizzy. You try to remember what the doctor told you, repeating it to yourself like a mantra. I mustn't think about it. I mustn't think about it. I should think of something else. For instance, what does that painting mean? Just then you hear the knock on the door. You pull the curtain shut with one last effort, blocking the moonlight entirely before calling out. Still, the realization doesn't leave you. Oscar chose this room for you. This room with its view of that lake. Oscar, you son of a bitch! When I find you! That's so mean. Whether the thoughtlessness or cruelty has proven yet again just how little he truly considers your feelings. When the maid enters into the room, she seems unaware of the storm in your chest. But the strange concern on her face, the slight worry in her raised eyebrow tells you something is amiss. My liege, I'm afraid there's been a mistake. They've already taken your books to the library. You continue to staring at her, not quite understanding what's so concerning about that. Thankfully, she doesn't leave you in suspense. I'm not allowed to retrieve your books from there, my liege. No one except the housekeeper is permitted to enter the library. And the housekeeper is currently with Lady Diana. I'm not authorized to disturb her in that condition. Please forgive my incompetence. You still don't believe the situation warrants you the kind of dread that's making the poor girl squirm in front of you. You never thought you'd miss your own maid, Daisy's complete lack of such delicate concerns. In that case, I'll go and fetch the books from the library myself. The startled look that flashes in the maid's eyes gives you a pause. Am I forbidden from entering the library? The word forbidden sends another wave of panic across her face, making it clear Red Heart allows such restrictions in every high regard. Holds such restrictions, sorry. You can't help but think how much Christian would enjoy that. No, my liege, I mean, I wasn't told anything like that. I don't believe there's any restriction applied to you. Good. Then the matter is settled. You may rest. I don't think I'll be needing anything else tonight. You reach for the robe, preparing to step outside, when the maid who's been watching you silently suddenly speaks up. If you'd like, I can escort you to the library. I'd appreciate that. After all, you wouldn't even know where to begin looking for the entrance to the library in your fiancé's manor, which you've only visited a few times. Moving through the dim corridors lit only by the candlelight in the maid's land, a chilling silence settles around you. Thankfully, it's pierced now and then by a distant burst of laughter, conversation, and uninterrupted music from another corridor, enough to assure you that you're still within the walls of Rendhard. Damn. At last, after navigating through several identical halls and climbing up and down more stairs than you'd care to count, the maid stops in front of a large door. This is it, my liege. Unfortunately, even being here is considered improper for someone like me, so I need to take my leave. Would you like me to wait on the top of the stairs? Noticing the faint glow leaking through the slightly ajar door and realizing someone's inside, you find your confidence again and turn to her. That won't be necessary. Just tell me how to get back to my room. She does as you ask, then disappears down the hall in quick steps. You narrow your eyes trying to make out who's inside before knocking. You're attended enough of Oscar's gathering to be sure he keeps company with at least a few well-mannered friends. And if someone here prefers books over wine and music, perhaps you found a decent conversation partner. It's gotta be Oscar, isn't it? But as you ease the door open a little further, the figure seated in the armchair by the fire comes into full view, and two surprising facts greet you at once. First, that the person entirely engrossed in the very book you came here for, the latest release from the notorious necromancer everyone's talking about. And second, unfortunately, it's Oscar! Oh well!
Of course he is.
Damn it! Oh god! Enter the library, return to your room. I guess we might as well enter.
Yeah.
You can't quite stomach the thought of turning back just because of Oscar inside. But something is in as though nothing's happened, and simply reclaiming your book from him doesn't seem possible either. By the time you realize your hesitation at the door has lasted too long, it's already too late to retreat. Darling, If you've had your fill to admiring me from a distance, why not try enjoying the view up close? He speaks without lifting his eyes from the book, a slight smear curling at his lips. Which is probably for the best. He doesn't seem the flustered, embarrassed look on your face in that moment. Knowing that turning tail now would only seem more foolish, you step into the library with a reluctant hesitation. Contrary to the eerie image painted by your made words, the library isn't nearly as foreboding as you imagined. The shelves lining the walls hold books that seem worth a small fortune, likely the reason no servants are allowed in. You almost sigh in relief as you realize Oscar's pheromones, which had permeated the hall earlier, have now faded to a more bearable trace. Keeping the safe distance between you finally speak. I came for my books, especially the one you're holding. Oscar's eyes lift from the pages slowly, and instead of the mockery you expect, his expression carries a surprising wariness, almost sincerity. At this hour, unless you're planning to share your bed with a corpse tonight, I doubt you need anything written in this book. Excuse me, that's my possession. I hide my fanfiction in there.
Wait, hold on. Is he reading about necromancy because he wants to bring back his parents?
Yeah, I hope so. This is giving very Mary Shelley, huh?
Yeah.
You hold his gaze, schooling your features into the neutral calm. There's nothing like that in the book. Are you calling me a liar? I am calling you a truther! And how would you even know what's in here? You haven't read it at all. And you can tell, even in his fatigue, Oscar has no intention of backing down from this game. And how would you know I haven't? With a flick of his wrist, he lifts the book effortlessly into one palm, bringing it close to his face. You watch as he breathes in deeply from the open pages, his eyes closing from— oh my god, it's like he's sniffing panties. I don't like that.
Damn.
It's easy, the pages don't carry a trace of you. Oh my lord. Oh my lordy. You flush hostily as you realize he means your pheromones. What a little cunt. Even though you're engaged, set to marry soon, it still feels wildly inappropriate for him to speak so openly about it. The fact that you're alone together only worsens the situation. Your eyes dart to the door, suddenly aware that what you had been sure was left open is now somehow shut. Unlike you, Oscar seems entirely unbothered. When he opens his eyes, his gaze is narrowed, intent, and disturbingly pleased. Even for such feeble little Omega, I can sense them. Stop! Am I the only one who does not find this sexy? I find this more degradatory, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of not it.
It's like a fucking slur.
Yeah.
Like, just call me an F slur, bitch. What the fuck? Feeble little... Sweet, tense, but undeniably alluring. Okay.
Good lord.
Come here, Ryan! Wait, I'm gonna piss myself! Oh my god! Wait! I need to take a pre-bake chat. I kid you not, this is gonna make me pee myself. I'm gonna rush, I'll be back! Sorry, I'm back. Oh,
Let's go.
oh my god, my ovaries are inside out. Oh,
So real.
oh my god. Wait, my headphones are busted. Give me a second. Okay. Come here, Ryan! Though his tone carries the weight of the command, it brushes your ears as the softest, most delicious sound you've ever heard. Before you even registered your feet are moving. Oh, wow. You're not without will, but somehow you've already been persuaded. The atmosphere of the library shifts completely, the air becomes warmer, heavier, infused with something intoxicating. A metallic yet rich aroma. By the time you've reached the space before his armchair, Oscar still hasn't moved. He only watches you, eyes half-lidded, sharp and assessing. In the firelight, his hair gleams like a purest copper, and his lips look like ripe fruit, full and flushed. The way your fingers itch to reach for his hair, to take those lips. It feels so natural, so easy, almost inevitable. Here's your book, dear. You had nearly forgotten why you even came here in the first place. So when he extends the book towards you, you hesitate, unsure how to react. Or should I escort you back to your room and read you these fairy tales myself? Whoa. Whoa, sorry, that's Tristan's job. That's Tristan's job.
Exactly.
Though the offer feels dangerously tempting, your answer comes with a sharpness that even surprises you. No. No. Your fiancé flinches just slightly, but then his lips stretch into a wide grin, effortless and mocking. I was only teasing, darling. I have no intention of wasting my night playing nanny for you. Unless you've got something tempting to offer in return. Ugh. Ugh. There's half a buttered scone left in my room. Oscar lets out a low, amused chuckle that, even for a brief moment, manages to pull at your focus. How generous of you, my sweet. A beat of silence settles between you. Oh! Oh!
Oh!
Oh, I don't have to redo this! I got the CG! Let's fucking go! Sensing the moment's end, you reach out for the book, only for Oscar to yank it back before you can touch it. Oh! Wow!
Nice.
Jesus! You're left with your hands suspended in the air as he catches your wrist, swift and deliberate. You barely manage to stop yourself from stumbling onto him, catching the side of his chair at the last second. But even that can't stop the space between your faces from narrowing. You feel your breath scatter across his lips, close enough to taste the heat radiating off of him. I think he likes us mean. And you're already far too provoked to pretend you don't want more.
Oh.
Yum 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 yum. Until your eyes lift from his mouth to meet his gaze. And in that instant, everything warm inside you turns cold. Oh, he pulled back the pheromones. So when the screen is super saturated, it's the pheromones are kicking in.
Okay.
Because you've never seen such a frigid, razor-sharp expression in those fire-lit blue eyes. Do you see now, YN? You can only resist me if I allow it. Oh!
What a fucking cunt. What a fucking cunt. For that line alone, I would have broken his fucking face.
Yeah, this feels very,
Yeah.
This is uncomfortable. It's only now that you become fully aware of the pheromones that have saturated the room. Unlike the faint command he used earlier in the hall to direct the servant, these are thick, oppressive, utterly overwhelming. You've never been subjected to anything like this before, and every sense feels scrambled. You vile, shameless, contemptible creature! Read that bitch! Read that bitch!
Get him.
How dare you? Even though he knows full well that such things is grave taboo in your society, Oscar's expression doesn't shift an inch. All is fair in love and war, darling. Love? Is the love in the room with us right now? What the fuck? Yeah, I have several questions about this guy.
But yeah.
And believe me, love is the last thing you'll find at Red Heart. And sooner you understand who you're dealing with, the better it'll be for you. Let me go! You struggle with all your strength, but it's useless. Your fiancé tightens his grip on your wrist instead of releasing you. You know what? Trisha made fucking whip people like shit, but I don't know.
At least he's not a fucking weirdo like Oscar is.
Yeah, I feel like Oscar is weirder. You're so stuck in the past, you can't even see what's right in front of you. It's maddening how weak you are and yet so oblivious. You should be far too old to still believe in every fairy tale you read. You read, whatever. You feel something snap inside you, it's too much. Your voice erupts with all the fury you've been holding back, echoing against the library walls. I said, let me go! You catch the flicker of his lashes, the momentary faltering in his composure. As you wish. And just like that, you're free. Get out of there! Get out of there, baby boo! Without sparing him even a glance, you bolt from the library. As you try to navigate Randhart's dim corridors back to your room, your rage gives way to something far worse. Regret. Normally, Oscar's words wouldn't have shocked or angered you too much. After all, even before your engagement, you knew what bond between an Omega and an Alpha entailed, but something about tonight, about him, feels different. You can't shake the thought that Oscar meant to go beyond the boundaries society deems acceptable, especially when his own mother was infamous for keeping her Omega in near constant haze of dominant pheromones until he became more dependent. Oh my god, they're toxic! Oh my god, they're both toxic! More dependent than devoted. Still, no matter what, you don't want to believe that Oscar you'd known since childhood, that bright, cheerful boy who used to pull you into games from your quiet corner, could turn into someone like that. Maybe it was your mistake to think he was anything like his mother. Oh, that's bad. And yet, somehow, though you're sure you've gotten lost along the way, you found your room again. The first thing you do is to retrieve a small bottle from the handbag you've never part with. Without hesitation, you tip back the bitter medicine, drinking down half the vial. Your face contorts at the taste, but at least now you feel somewhat safer, less vulnerable to the alphas around you. In any case, a sleepless night lies ahead. Yay, we survived! This to be continued.
Okay.
Okay. Did I get all the extras? Gallery. Trisha? Yeah, I think I got all the... Yeah, that was all.
There's just two, yeah.
Extras? Wait. Endings. There's one more. Oh, the wedding is cancelled. No, I think I got all of them, actually. Oh, you can straight up get it cancelled.
That's interesting.
I don't want to know how to get that one, so... Wait, you know what I want to check? Wait, back to extras. Gallery. Can you not see the female version?
I think it's only if you play.
Ah, fuck that shit. Anyway. Oh, this game is also on Steam? No. It's not on Steam yet.
I think, yeah. It might be too much for Steam because of the themes.
It shouldn't be that bad. Oh my god, I checked the Patreon and yeah, it's kind of bloody. Anyhow. Well, this was actually not that bad. But,
yeah,
but fuck Oscar, man. Fuck that bitch.
We're beating that bitch up.
Yeah, I thought Tristram was saucy with drugging you, but you know what? That was like the fact that he put MC in the room where they can see the parents died is just
That is-
evil.
Diabolical.
That's just evil. But yeah, this was certainly a game. Wait, let me just do one thing. Left body, data, I'm sure. I am sure.
Well, okay, but the girl is so pretty though.
That is exactly what I want. Okay. Yeah. I wanna see the Yeah, sure, whatever. He smacked that bitch. I wanna see the, you know, the art.
The CG, yeah.
Oh, her head is let down and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, she's so pretty though. She's prettier than the male version. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I can't believe that we have to watch straight Omegaverse. Straight adjacent now. Maybe she got the good cock.
Yeah. Period.
Skip. 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 Oh, I guess the cancelled will happen if you return to the
Probably.
oh, Jesus Christ, that scared the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna skip because I think there's gonna be a lot of shit here. No, actually I can skip one more. I feel like the love interests have a slightly bit better art than the MC. I can't quite explain why.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, yep. I guess if you weren't mean, you couldn't enter the library. Maybe he does like you mean.
Yeah, he likes a mean. He likes to be degraded.
I would put this man in his place. Oh, okay. No, this does look a bit better.
But her hands are so small.
Yeah, the yaoi, yaoi hands are absolutely.
His hand is fucking huge, bro.
Oh my god! What the fuck? Yaoi hands.
Nah.
Wait, we can actually now see probably the difference. Oh my god! Wait, they literally this get deleted. That's annoying.
No.
Jesus
But,
Christ,
oh my
dude,
God,
what the fuck?
These fucking hands, bruh. I can't.
Like,
no, but look at this. His head is fucking huge, bruh.
it's huge. They better have massive cocks. Alright.
Yeah, YN is not surviving these men.
YN after 2 fingers.
Oh my god, I just realized the white hair guy is kind of giving Alucard.
Yeah, actually you're right. I'm surprised that he didn't have his hair let. I mean, I think the designs were a bit different too. Like, these designs are a bit different to the actual game. Because, like the clothing, at the very least. And the hair for... Wait. Is there, like, lightning in the window? Give me a second. Yeah! They're like... Alright.
Okay.
So this was the winter wedding. So far, it's
It's something.
it certainly is a game. I don't know. I don't feel like I can say too much. I feel like both male leads are going to have some sissy saucy things going about them. But like, Oscar is like, you're funny, but in the meantime, shut the fuck up. You know, it's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to decide where I want to put him, other than in a cage. Bless you.
Thanks.
Bless you, darling. I chat. We're going to head out for the night. It's kind of late. We didn't get the third ending, but I guess that's fine. Now, without further ado, please make sure to like the stream because that helps a lot. You can also follow me on all the social medias down below and hang out on the Discord server if you're 18 and above with us. Like, the crazy people, I guess.
The mentally unwell.
The gays, the lesbians, the mentally
The
ill. Yeah. Not the teens, the adults.
The older teens, okay?
Yeah, the old man yaoi enjoyers. I don't know. I'm just spotting shit. But anyways, guys, make sure to check me out on Sunday because I'm going to be fighting for my life at Club Venus on Yakuza 0. And who knows, hopefully I'll beat the fuck out of some more annoying people in Majima's life. Thanks for joining, and I can't wait to see you guys next time. Good night.
Good night.